One of the reasons why I love doing this program is so I can do that. The family around the house say, man, will you stop it? No, they like Niners. They know I'm going to do it. I think I can stop. I think a shower, it's the same thing. Neighbors don't appreciate it across the street, though. I think they're Raider fans. Fam, hey, are you watching the playoffs today, man? I'm loving what I'm seeing. And Lamar Jackson had an attitude. He didn't even want to shake hands with the Titans players. I guess he's still mad about last year. And then you look at the Saints and the Browns, who ended up sending the Los Angeles Rams to the Green Bay Packers. I love it. Hey, so we're going to be Packers fans next week, right? Because everybody wants to see the Rams and the Hawks say goodnight. Because it's our division. They don't deserve to go represent nothing, okay? That's just the bottom line. We appreciate the Rams for yesterday getting rid of the Hawks. Don't nobody like nobody's Hawks. Is Joseph Smiley and his boys in here today? Hey, fam, we may not have to put up with Hawks fans for days. Hey, who was that yesterday? Somebody said, no, man, they'll get over in a couple of days. They'll come in and say, but y'all didn't even make the playoffs, so shut up. That's okay, because that is as weak as it gets. Hawks fans, don't wait until the next 2-3 days. Come on back in and start that stuff now. Bam! Rusty Wilson. Oh, there's nobody there. Oh, no, don't see him through the ball. Rusty, little Rusty, how many years are you gonna show up in the playoffs and come away empty-handed yet again? Russ, you need to go back and see if you can revive Marshawn and reassemble that Legion of Boom. That's what was winning for you anyway. Got all that money, and he can't carry it. Anyway, let me stop, because I can go on doing that all day. That's just how nasty and vindictive I am toward that team. Anyway, hey, fam, as the time to make Niners personnel decisions for next season comes into focus, John Lynch and his merry men will have to face some serious hurdles and potential holes that could seriously affect the potency of the Niners 2021 campaign and bring them haters back in here all over us again next year, which none of us want. I don't see him in here yet. Oh, is it Memo 0070? He's in there. Hey, Jesus says Memo is a Hawks fan, is he? If you see Tommy Testosterone, point him out to me. Boy, that's the dude I really want. Free agency this year will be dramatically affected. The Niners draft more than any other time since the Lynch Shanahan team took over. This time, their picks they've made since they've been here, of course, expired because they're in their 5th year, right? See, this is the thing. Wow, man, when you think about it, these guys have come along. They did a number in a short amount of time, and I don't know if it's being properly appreciated. Lynch and Shanahan came in 2017, got to the Super Bowl in 2019. Injuries took them out of 2020, and they'd have been back again. These boys know what they're doing. And Denise, you know what? I don't know if you took exception. I didn't say, well, I thought about something I said yesterday about Shanahan. I didn't mean it deeply. I just said at times, because Shanahan, if anybody said we was firing Shanahan, you think I'm all over Twitter talking about standing up for Jimmy? Shh, man, I go to war for Shanahan like you ain't, boy. I can talk about him and say something, but I ain't serious. Some of them haters out there, boy, don't bother me with that stuff. I will come after you with everything I got. Anyway, we'll be going over the various positions and serious questions and taking your phone calls tonight. Special interest story. 49er fam Sally interviewed with the Detroit Lions on Thursday, a job for which many consider him to be the fave. One NFL insider suggests that particular interview may not have gone as well as expected, or Sally might have hoped. I have a hard time believing that. Aaron Wilson of the Houston Chronicle said during a radio interview with Sports Talk 790's Adam Clayton and Adam Webster via Detroit Sports Nation, quote, Sally did not do very well in the Detroit interview. I was told, and is not a shoe-in to get the job, unquote. I would act like I was upset about that, and I don't wish I want Salah back in San Francisco. It's a selfish thing, but I ain't gonna lie. If he don't get through these interviews and he still needs a job, he's got one in Santa Clara. You damn right he does. So y'all go ahead and reject him, please. There's a lot to interpret from that statement, though. Did the interview not go well because Salah doesn't necessarily fit what the Lions' brain trust is searching for or envisioning for their club? Or did Salah interview poorly, which might seem less likely and hard to imagine, right? Nah. They don't know I don't think they know what they're talking about. There's also a conflicting report stating that the interview did go well. Jeff Lesson of 97.1 The Ticket, again via Detroit sports station, quote, according to a well-placed source, the Detroit Lions interview with 49ers defense coordinator Robert Saleh went great. However, the Lions have yet to make an offer. These are all things that are being said outside of that room. A Lions beat writer for the Detroit Free Press, Dave Burkett, also stated that the Lions interview with Saleh was not as dire as Wilson is suggesting. Burkett's tweet, a lot of you asking about Robert Saleh this morning. The feedback I got was that his interview with the Lions went well. They liked his presentation and potential staff. Potential staff? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we going to lose some of the guys on our staff that make our team go? I don't know what the relationship between Saleh is and some of the guys on the staff. They might be chomping at the bit to go with Saleh. Well, who would be chomping at the bit to go with Saleh when you're with Shanahan, though, right? It depends on what you offer, though. If you're moving a person up as far as pay scale and pay grade, then he's got to go. And I from what Kyle Shanahan says, you go with his blessing. We'll see. Deshawn Watson news. You seen that notification today? According to a report from ESPN's Chris Morrison, Watson may be most open to a trade to the Dolphins, which would involve the Texans getting 2020 first-round quarterback Tago Vailoa and other significant compensation. And this follows the thinking, though, that the Dolphins may not be completely sold on Tago Vailoa as their franchise answer. See, this is the thing nowadays, boy, don't nobody wait. You get 5 minutes to prove yourself. Otherwise, we got to go. Why you go get rid of Tua after how many games he played? 9 games? But, okay. But Tago Vailoa may end up being special at the time, but Watson is already a sure thing. And I get it, But the Dolphins finished 10-6 in year 2 under Flores, just missing the playoffs and have a bright future ahead with plenty of cap space. And they also are sitting on 2 first-rounders, number 3 overall via the Tunsil trade, and number 18. They are best positioned to give the Texans adequately high compensation. The Texans will indeed probably consider this heavily. And quote, it is believed that Watson would be into waiving his no-trade clause to go to Miami. He was on a boat during the news, and it seems Deshawn is into boating. Miami would get his attention for that reason alone. It seems Watson is pissed about the team from the D-Hop move last year. He was burning about that. And then he wanted Eric Bieniemy to be contacted, and all of this is continually pissing him off with them bringing in the Patriots GM. So Deshaun saying, man, what are y'all trying to do? You already got rid of my boy. I can't throw the ball to too many people now. And now you go tell me this dude from New England is coming in here to take a job you didn't even ask me nothing about? Is Deshaun Watson morphing into Lamar? King James, he sort of has that same thing going on with him, but you got to have him. The Lakers know better not to mess with him. Actually, everybody should have known not to mess with him. Cleveland messed with him, and he left. Miami messed with him a little bit, and he left. So, funny. That's what's going on. Does that mean that Stephon Curry, if he gets pissed off, he can make changes in Golden State? I'm impressed with it, actually. If you're that good and that valuable, you may as well flex on him. Anyway, fam, let's get to our issues. The 49ers draft needs aren't set in stone yet, with free agency yet to be addressed yet. But, depending on which players exit in the weeks ahead, the list could get to a worrisome level. After going over a few things on the internet, I just realized ever since midseason, the draft needs for cornerback was a main headlining group. It may no longer be at the top of the list, and linebacker fell out in favor of another position. A revised list of this hour could look like this before any free agency decisions are made. Fam, we've been talking about this for days, and none of us want to see the DE. But you know what? Here's the latest nasty news. The 49ers were always going to need edge rush help anyway. They were going to get somebody, but probably not in the first round, right? Now the news is D. Ford may not return next season because of his back injury. See, I kind of felt like, how do you get rid of the back injury in the next few months if you couldn't get rid of it all season long, right? That pumps the accelerator up, fam, on the necessity of addressing that position now. I mean, I know you got Nick coming back. He's the only guy going to be under salary. You like Kerry Hyder, but he is 31, 32. So how many more years of efficiency can we get with him? You want to keep Hyder for sure. Ronnie B, he had a setback in his knee this offseason, this season as well. The Niners defense dominates when putting pressure on QBs. That's the MO for John Lynch and the guys. That will continue being the case even in a post-Robert Saleh era, should that even occur. Nick Bosa, as I just mentioned, is the only pure edge rusher they have under contract for next season. And finding an affordable talent through the draft would be extremely helpful, right? And we know that is where John Lynch is headed without even having to ask. Fam, it's on the table. We could be going to edge in the first round. But has anybody heard of any outstanding edge rushers to remind you of Nick Bosa? Or even, wow, this is, I don't know. At cornerback, there's an argument to be made that cornerback should be at the top of the list since the 49ers have another under contract for 2021. Don't have another one under, as I say. I mean, however, they should be able to retain a couple on cheap deals in free agency to help diminish some of the urgency to pick up one in the draft. I know what you're thinking before I even say this. Spoon may have played himself into a new deal with the Niners. You look at Mosley and Spoon, they could actually man the position if we refurbish that frontline defense. They can handle that, but you don't. We have a flinch when we think about Spoon out there, but he's probably going to get re-signed because he probably will go for a deal they can probably afford. Emmanuel Mosley could come back on a cheaper deal too. He is a restricted free agent. It'll still be a sizable need, even if it does fall down the priority list. Ain't nobody going to argue with nobody about wanting Jason Verrett to return, but will he be affordable is the question, because Verrett played himself right into everybody wants to talk to me. I think that's going to be the case. He is going to move around. He's going to he's going to go look around. Who's going to offer him big bucks? Robert Saleh goes to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to say, Jason, we're waiting for you, man. We got your contract already made out. Take a look. And if you don't like that, you don't like money. Oh, man. So, quarterback, this room has less to do with Jimmy G, though, as people would love to believe, and more to do with the backup and long-term situation. JG's health is a real concern. I'm not going to argue with that one moment. JG has missed a lot of games, but when he's out there, I like his style. I think he can develop, but that's just me. But they do need to upgrade behind that starter. Ideally, they'd upgrade at quarterback too, while also bringing in a player who can actually develop over a year or two and take over as starter if he can come in and beat Jimmy G's butt out. I ain't got no problem with that. I just want to make sure if I ain't got G, I got something equal to or better. I ain't one of these people say, bring in anybody. I don't like G. Bring in anybody, man. Bring somebody's mama in. No. This team is Super Bowl ready. Bring me an adequate fill-in or leave G the hell where he is. That's me. If Jimmy G, and you got to have that kid if he could come in and beat out Jimmy G. If Jimmy G never improves the way John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan believe he can, then hell yeah, bring that kid in. If he can beat Jimmy G, give him the ball right now, quickly. They don't need to draft a quarterback on day one, though, unless they have a certain prospect going that route on day two. It makes a lot of sense, though, for the short and long term. Interior offensive line, we've all complained about that. And we're right, each and every one of us. Part of the 49ers' offensive issues this season came because of inconsistent play at center and right guard. Weston Richburg, damn it. And, you got Brunskill over there doing the best he can, but Brunskill's probably better at tackle. But he did do a job on the league's premier guard. What is Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald's not a tackle. He's not an end. Aaron Donald's just a monster. My God. Brunskill likes to play against him. Neutralizes him. And, with a scheme, every now and then they have things set up so Aaron can't take over the game. But Brunskill's taking him on one-on-one on numerous occasions. Says, Aaron, man, your eyes may shine, your teeth may grit, but my quarterback you'll never get. And frustrated him on numerous occasions. But, maybe Weston Richburg is healthy enough to start the season. It's always a question mark there, but the team will still need depth and better answers to starting spots if Richburg is unable to go. And you know how Weston is. While the Niners may not address those positions early on, they should consider giving themselves as many chances to add starters and quality depth as possible. Fam, here's one that's going to blow you away, though. Is it time to go ahead and look in the draft for a running back? 49ers haven't drafted a running back since 2017 when they took a chance on Utah's Joe Williams in the fourth round. That didn't work out, and they've had huge success by not drafting a running back. Everybody knows that. But each and every year, we get down to 1 and 2 running backs left. Now, I do not want anybody coming in thinking they're going to take Jeff Wilson's job. I do not want anybody thinking they're going to come in and make Mostert sit down. But I would like to see what it'd be like to go in and get a running back that has been on display and proven that he is a draft-worthy running back and add to that group and see what it does. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to have another running back anyway. It doesn't have to be a UDFA because 2 guys aren't going to cut it. They're going to get a couple more guys from somewhere no matter what. You got 9 or 10 picks? How about one? 2021 could be the year that they could try that and go that route. Injuries forced the guys to dip into their depth chart in 2020 like crazy, and it became pretty clear they needed some additional talent at that position. You go ahead and you let Jerick McKinnon go. That experience is probably over. He's probably not going to be Jerick McKinnon again. He may be next year because it takes a couple of years to get over an ACL injury of that degree and magnitude. So he probably might be okay next year, but he's still too expensive. TC is probably too expensive. The Niners have had fabulous success with the undrafted rookies. They still may be considering to find a player who has a chance to be a number 1 back over the next couple of years. It could be a UDFA. That becomes a little more difficult to find, though, if you go that route, right? Because you're going to have 5 or 6 guys in there, UDFAs, and while you're throwing them all out trying to find that one, maybe you go ahead and you draft one to see how good he looked. And you can get running backs kind of late sometimes in the draft, so it probably won't hurt the high-round draft pick. And safety Kwaski T, fam, is set to hit free agency, which will probably leave the Niners searching for a starting strong safety. Timor's play late in the year could put him in line to compete for the starting job next season. You got Marcel Harris here, but I wonder, what do the 49ers think of Marcel Harris? Because, I think Marcel needs a shot too, but that's 2. But no matter what, the Niners probably will still need depth for competition either way. A day 3 pick on a strong safety could make sense because as long as you got a couple of guys in there already, you don't need to go too high in the draft on that, right? I want to get your feedback on this, though, as well as everything else is going on. Hey, let me go down to Bama. Oh, wait, check and see up here what's going on here. Because it's gonna be crazy off season, man, fam. Because we got to come back and get this just in. At caller, you're loud in the call a lot of sound. I'm not sure who he's talking to. At caller, you're loud. Is that his name? At caller, you're loud in the call a lot around sound. We get another one in there. And upset alert. Cleveland Pitt 16. Did we used to have a Cleveland Brown fan running around? Oh, that one dude, Brian something, right? Oh, he must be overjoyed. Cleveland's out there running the Steelers off the field. I quit watching it after about they got 28 points. I got it at halftime. I said, this game is so over, man. The Steelers better try to find a way to get a running back off on that team again. You cannot, Roethlisberger can't beat, you cannot carry a team entirely just throwing the ball. He can, Anyway. And now, let's bring him in here.
Let's go.
You ready? Take it down a Bama way. Rod, come on in here, man.
What it do, Ron Bizzle?
Rod, man, this playoffs is just boring this year. It's a sad sight. It just lost all its zeal and excitement. Ain't no Niner football being played in there. So I said, man, let me come on in here and talk to the fam. Ain't nothing going on here. Rod, we got a draft thing coming up here. We got free agency. We ain't got no money in free agency. I think we all know that we're really dependent and relying heavily upon the draft this year. It's like you can't make no mistake in the draft, no matter what. Rod, them positions I pointed out, your running back, your safety, your DE that nobody wants to see in the first round. Rod, do you foresee anything that's going to make you mad this coming draft?
Man, I tell you like this, Ronbo. I honestly do think that it's time to go ahead and cut some loose ends. Maybe even some of the favorites that we got on our team. You know, we talked about this last time, bro. I mean, obviously, to me, Kevin Coleman is gone. Obviously, to me, Trent Taylor is gone.
Take Jerick McKinnon with him.
Thing is, we got to try to create some space as far as that salary cap goes. So, regardless of what anybody may think, I believe that we can get something as far as a package with maybe Jimmy Ward, Eric Armstead, possibly even signing the franchise tag on Jason Verrett for that 1 year so we can trade him too. That could be a package deal, bro. But I mean, we got to be tactful, man, because like you said before, it's a number of areas that we need to address.
It's true.
Robert Saleh.
The only thing I'm scared about is how many of those that core group can be brought back. The Super Bowl group can be brought back. If not, you are looking talk about burning the house down, because you're not going to win without that core group probably. So you do
let me address that.
To do something.
Let me address that. I feel like this, man. As far as the defense goes, it's three pieces that we have that are in place. And I know I don't have to call those guys' names out, but I will.
Okay.
Fred Warner, number one, we got that. Dre Greenlaw, we got that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nick Bosa, we got that.
No doubt.
So, I mean, I said a long time ago that I think that we need to go ahead and find that D4 replacement. We need to do that. Let's keep in mind that the thing that made this defense so strong for the years that it's been strong is the rotation of the defensive line. Nobody expected our defensive line to do what they did this year, including your Kerry Hyder and your Givens guy. Nobody expected that.
Well, and there was Givens don't cost no money.
That defensive line.
Yes. Rod, before you get to the next point, though, I just want to ask real quickly, though, are you going to be upset if in the first round the 49ers pick out a defensive end?
I can't say I'd be mad, but I think that we need to address that offensive line more than anything.
You're true.
Why is that, you ask? Because I think the offense is the most complete puzzle that isn't complete yet. It's closest to being complete. And the reason I say that is because if you think about where our defense is right now with the free agents that we have, we'll have more free agents and more holes to fill with the defensive side of the football once free agency gets here. Like I said before, man, you know, the contracts that we signed this past season with Armstead and Jimmy Ward, we can move those contracts up out of here, man. Let's not pretend like just because we done signed a contract that we obligated, and let's not pretend like all those years are guaranteed. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Like you've been saying this before. Man, Robert Saleh, he does leave San Francisco, which I hope he does not. If he does leave, he's going to want some of his guys.
I know.
We can.
Who's he going to take? Just don't take Chris Kasurik. Chris ain't going to leave.
Oh, yeah,
no.
Chris Kasurik ain't going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. No, I don't see that happening. But,
Rod,
I mean,
one other question, too. You're watching college ball probably way more than I do. Is there another Chase Young in Ohio? Or Nick? No, ain't no Nicks. Ain't no Chase. Anything near what they do.
So.
Hang.
I don't think we're gonna get that lucky again. But man, I tell you what, Ronbo, man, there's always some bad defensive linemen coming out of that SEC, bro.
I know that.
I think Miami, the Hurricanes, if I'm not mistaken, has a top prospect who I can't remember his name. But I honestly don't think that defensive lineman is necessary for us to go first round. I think we can get a defensive lineman within the first 3 rounds, because one thing about the coaching staff that we have in play on the defensive side of the football is they're good with developing their guys.
Yeah, because Chris
look at Deion Jordan.
Oh, and wait till next year.
When he got the Cincinnati, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Deion Jordan, you're right, though. He did look different. Remember how everybody talked about him before he came? Deion Jordan ain't this, he ain't that. He did not bad this year. And look at Javon Kinlaw.
Our defensive line coach is bad, man. He's a good coach, man. I mean, you have different types of coaches. You got the coaches that are X's and O's coaches, and you got the coaches who are good at motivating their players. And I think he's one of those motivators and teachers, to be exact.
Yes.
So, you know.
Yes. They did run through a brick wall for this dude.
A position I'm overly concerned with going with him the first round. First round has to be, if it's not going to be offensive line, it's got to be cornerback, man.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, cornerback is going to be – I mean, we need cornerback, man.
We don't have any.
Not
under contract. Yeah.
Right. Richard Sherman's going to be gone. I'm pretty sure that we will resign my man.
Jason?
What's his name? Not Witherspoon. Mosley.
Mosley, oh, yeah.
Sure
God, Mosley. Yes. Mosley's a restricted free agent anyway, so he has to take breadcrumbs one more year.
You think about our front office. We're going to get the guys that are cheap first. As far as the guys that are expensive, they're expendable, man.
Mm-hmm. Mosley's going to get signed next week. You know, my only problem, they got another kid in camp on the practice squad that they think highly of. Now, they won't expose him. They don't even talk about him much, which makes me believe he must be a bad boy. They don't even let him they didn't let him play. They don't want nobody plucking him off the practice squad. Don't even look at him. I can't wait to see him.
I remember. What's that guy's name? I know.
I forgot his name. I got to write it down and keep it where I can find it, because we're going to hear more about him in the future. I got a feeling. Rod, go ahead, finish that, because we're having too much fun here. We got to go, and I'm going to see.
Okay, well let's shorten this up, because I mean I haven't really given you much on the offensive side of the football.
Okay, real quick.
I feel like the person on the offensive side that we could probably put into the mix too, as far as trade packages, is Raheem Mostert, for the simple fact Raheem is close to his 30s, guys. So I mean, his value is up right now. It would be beneficial for us to move him, because it will free up space for salary, and it can bring us more picks. We get more value of that. Do I want to see him go? No. But I mean,
that's a dumb idea. That's a dumb,
okay.
Dumb.
Justin, hold on a second, because I was talking too much. Guys, when I go too long, I always try to give it back to the person that's on the phone. I've just got to give Rod a little bit more space. Justin, hold on, please. Rod, that's a good point. I can't wait to see what develops from that. Because you're right.
But let me end this right here. First thing first, to my fellow 49er fan, Look, you talking to a guy that can talk trash with the best of them. This is the 49er line. Let's be respectful to one another if we can't do anything else, okay? I respect you. If you disagree, that's fine. Nothing about my thoughts are dumb. Okay,
see, this is why I didn't want that interruption.
You keep your to yourself, turn it sideways and stick it up your Rudy Poo.
Oh,
Candy ass! Now, Ronbo, give me that exit, please.
Wait, let me move, Ron. I hear you, fam. We got to go, though. I'm going to holler you out. You ready?
I'm ready, baby.
For the ride, roll tide. Ron, talk to you later in the week.
We'll catch you next one, Ronbo.
All right, man. All right, Justin, come on in, man.
Oh, I didn't know it was on mute. I didn't hit that.
No, production's trying to get me to hurry up, but I talk too much. I owed Rod that. Anyway, go ahead. I'm going to try not to talk this much. Oh, and Justin also says Cleveland 35 points, 22. Pittsburgh 20. Pittsburgh's got 22.
Yeah.
Damn. Cleveland's starting to loosen up a little bit. That game ain't over.
They just punted her.
Wait, is the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter.
How many minutes?
14. It just started.
Oh. You know what? If Cleveland loses this game, everybody in Cleveland will be on suicide watch. They had a substantial lead and got snatched. Oh! Anyway, Justin.
Well, it ain't going to be the first.
It's not. But I mean, I thought they had it made. But Justin.
Oh, yeah. But, I did not. I want to apologize to the call. I did not know I was on mute. But your idea.
It's not your fault. It's actually not your fault.
It was kind of dumb. But that was just my personal opinion. Just my trading Mostert is not going to solve nothing, man.
No. Well, you know what he's talking about? Rod's talking about getting value back, because you can make trades, but you don't really get anything. Sometimes they're always nothing more than lateral movements, right? You traded just to be trading, maybe to save money or something. But most of us are getting paid that much. I understand that, but you might get something of high value.
You put all your faith into Jeffrey Wilson, and you go down Jeffrey Wilson. You saw what happened to Pittsburgh today.
Yeah.
You had James Conner goes down. James Conner's not 100%. Their run game is not. They have to put all their effort on passing game. And they fall behind.
Yep.
Really.
You
nothing.
You need at least 2 solid backs and a third one if you can
Maybe
find
3.
one. Yeah. Because the 49ers had 4 or 5 last year. We ended up with just basically 1 at the end because Mostert's high ankle sprain took him out. We was all about Jeffrey Wilson for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So we need. So I'm thinking it may be time to draft one. That's why I mentioned that.
You got Hasty, you got Coleman, and not Coleman. You got Wilson, you got Mostert headed into the 2021 season.
And you got Hasty when he heals up, and maybe you named him right there. You got 3 guys. Draft 1 and see what that does. See how good he is.
Well, don't you have that guy out of I forget his name? He plays special teams. Forget his name.
Austin Walter.
He was on. There you go, Walker. There you don't you have
Walter.
Austin Walker as well? Or is he mostly yeah. Is he mostly special teams, right?
Yeah, they use him on special teams. But I think Austin Walter's problem is he doesn't really protect the quarterback. I guess because I noticed when he was in there, they'd whiff him. They want a running back that actually can protect the quarterback and stay back and block. You need that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, so, and I really want to say that we need draft capital badly. But, trading away everybody everybody that's in the building right now isn't going to solve our problems. We need to write out where our guys. We hope the best that we can resign as much as we can. But am I holding out hope that we're going to sign everybody or we're going to bring back everybody? Not really.
It's
going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow to some of these guys we have to say bye to because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard because this draft is going to be. And what's funny is that the Seattle, they don't have a first-round pick or a second-round pick.
Rams either, do they?
No, they don't. So, that Jets trade, everybody was like, oh, the Seahawks robbed the Jets and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we really robbed too.
Don't make me remind me of that. I couldn't stop laughing. Jamal Adams to the rescue. Joseph Smiley was in there talking about, there's nothing wrong with making that deal. Jamal Adams is one of the best players in football. He can play multiple positions and do blah, 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 blah. And Jamal Adams got abused yesterday in that game on more than one occasion.
No, they call him Blitz. They call him Blitz Boy, but his coverage skills are terrible. Like terrible, awful, like awful. Like
He got juked one time. I couldn't believe it. He got
oh
beat.
my God.
Was he back there with Cooper Kupp getting beaten?
Yeah.
Come on, Jamal.
Yeah, yeah. But I wanted to ask you: are you saying buy Tarheet this year? Are you saying buy because Tarheet's a free agent as well? He's a restricted free agent as well.
Who?
Tarheet, Kwaski.
Oh, Kwaski.
Kwaski.
Yeah, Kwaski's going to be. Do you think we can afford Kwaski? We got Timor.
Tavares Moore. I want to see
yeah.
him start. I want to see Tavares Moore start. You know, he did the Super Bowl that he had an interception. He did for what it was. He played really well. I really want to see him start. Like I feel like he hasn't gotten an opportunity to fully start and give him, you know, the wheel to start. But I really want to see what we got in the first. And for Marcel Harris, I don't know. You know, that Saints game still haunts me, where he got abused by Jared Cook.
You know what though? He got better though after that in coverage.
Yeah.
He's not the guy you want to start, but he's serviceable.
No.
Yeah. Especially in a cash-strapped team like the 49ers right now. You don't get rid of guys that are pretty good in your system. Not excellent, but Timor, he may be able to take his game to the next level and become really reliable. Him and J-Dub, and I know Rod makes a good point when he says trade J-Dub. You can get something of high value from him, from a lot of teams.
Well, Jimmy Ward,
Jimmy actually turned down a bigger offer from the Eagles than somebody else, I think, because he wanted to stay with the 49ers. Now, with that kind of loyalty, Lynch is going to hesitate to do anything about moving him.
I don't see the 49ers trying Jimmy Ward just because we re-signed him. Yeah. They wanted, and the fact that Jimmy Ward's been loyal to us, like he even turned down a spot, like I think $2 million more with the Raiders to stay with us.
Is Raiders were they involved? Okay, because I knew the Eagles were looking at him, but that's what I mean. And they really like Ward, or they got rid of him a long time ago. They really like him a lot. They look at him as one of the top players, top defensive men they got. They've said that on numerous occasions.
When Ward is healthy, and like I said, he got on me about that last year. Me and Jimmy Ward have had some, few interactions, not so nice over the years. But
Jimmy does talk back when people come after him.
Yeah,
You're one of the guys.
He's definitely he's definitely proved me wrong, and I definitely put my apology to him. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But him. He needs, when he's healthy, he's really great. I'm just worried about that nickel position. I want to see K1 come back, but I think he's coming back. I don't know.
God,
I want him to come back.
I agree, man. K1 is the slot terminator, man. We got to go, fam. Let me see you later on in the week, okay?
Yes, sir. Take care of yourself.
You too, Justin.
We got touchdown Browns, 41-23.
Oh, they put the 40 burger on them. That's it. It's over.
40 burger now. 41.
All right, fam. I'll see you later in the week. Oh God. And Rebel D, the Rod, and Rod. He said the Rod is one of the best callers. Rebel D, thanks for that contribution too, fam. Yeah, the Rod always brings it. Boy. Hey, Tom.
What's up?
Tom, man, we're looking. We don't know yet what the salary cap's going to be set at. Anything, according to John Lynch, anything above $135 million is going to be gravy. I don't know what he could possibly mean by that, because
me neither.
I mean, the thing is, we're looking at Trent Williams. Nobody's told him what he was getting paid yet. You know what though? When he says that, John Lynch may be an all-out house cleaning come in a few weeks. I can't imagine who's staying on this team.
We don't want that.
I know. I just don't know. What is he talking about? Anything above $175 million is gravy? John? What?
I didn't even hear that. But
I just read that a little while ago. I couldn't understand. What is he? Wow, really?
I don't know.
Well,
we'll talk more about that tomorrow.
That's the first thing we need to do is sign. Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's the first thing we need to do is sign Trent Williams, number one.
Agreed.
I mean, we need a leader. I mean, And then they need to take away the captain badge from McGlinchey because no, he's not doing. I'm sorry. I mean, you got to lead by example.
And Tom, you don't want to ruin his
So-
confidence, though. You got to give him a fake C, or give him a C with an asterisk next to it, and put that on his shirt. Because I don't know. You mess with the player's psyche, especially a guy like McGlinchey. You've seen him in the press conferences. McGlinchey comes up with an attitude. When he sits down, you know he's ready. Sits down.
I agree.
What? Mike, hey, come on, man. We just want to ask you a couple of questions. Don't hurt nobody. And he gets real indignant with his answers. I love it. But he's letting everybody know.
Right.
I'm not the only guy out here that's having. I mean, I may make a mistake here and there, but I feel like I'm playing pretty solid. And no, it's not about me needing to gain weight.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, he's like we said, he's good at run blocking, but his pass protection, he just gets mowed down by the bull rush. And actually, a lot of them struggle with that
Yeah.
on the line. I mean, so.
There's a lot of
I mean, I just think
pass
maybe
rushers
they
out
need to
there.
hire a new offensive line coach. Because maybe that's it, too. Maybe their technique is all off and whatnot.
Hey, Tom, that offensive line coach, that's not the same one we had. He was new, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. I don't know his name. I probably did, and it skipped my mind. But anyway.
Okay.
And I'm
We may
looking
see
at
some
this
coaches
Browns
leaving.
offense. I mean, they have a hell of an offensive line. Like, they're kind of like the Niners last year, and this guy
Right.
Chubb, he's a beast.
And those aren't all starters of the Browns' offensive
Oh,
line.
yeah?
They lost a couple of the blue chip starters.
Huh.
You've got a good point there.
You know
Is
what?
it-
Maybe the Steelers are playing soft. Maybe they're just because they look like they're getting mowed over at the beginning of the game, and then
It's
Yeah.
like I said, Steelers don't have no run game. You're not going to beat a
Nothing.
team to death passing the ball. This is why I said when Shanahan's
No.
setting up the offense by running the ball, it's not because he doesn't like his quarterback. That's how you win. You
Exactly.
get that team
It's
on their
about
heels.
being-
Yeah.
one-dimensional. When you make a team one-dimensional, look at that, 3 turnovers in a row.
I mean, they're sitting back and they're just waiting for Roethlisberger to launch the ball. Okay, what kind of defense do I need to play? I mean, I don't need to put anybody in the box. We just sit back and wait for him to throw
Yeah,
the ball.
exactly.
So,
And I
you know,
thought it would be a factor because their coaches all have COVID. But,
Yeah.
God, I was wrong. I guess you don't really have to have any coach if you're a one-dimensional team. Just play the pass all day.
And also, even the coaches can't come out and join the players. They can go through virtual and talk to people. They got the game
Oh, right.
plan down.
That's true.
So, yeah, they know what to do.
Shout out to Jesus and 49ers Empire. Woo.
Any special?
Yeah. But I say I gotta give respect to Mozamek for keeping but I don't know how you pronounce it. At least he keeps showing up, even though Seahawks got destroyed yesterday.
That's what that's why I got to respect him. I like Joseph Smiley and Tommy Testosterone. If I could put them both in the toilet
God.
and flush, I would. Those two, man, I tell you what, those
Tammy.
Ooh. So, but
Tammy
anyway,
estrogen.
God. Anyway, the thing is, what we got to do now. How do you feel about adding a running back out of school in the draft this year? Just one, because
I don't think so.
you don't want because they're good at finding these guys without having to pay any extra money, aren't they? This might be not the year to do that. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, if you could find a big guy that's like Derrick Henry, but of course they're going to be gone first, and of course they're not going to cut him. But we picked up Mostert, and he was cut, and he's a diamond in the rough, if you will.
Yeah, because our running back coaches, man, McDaniel, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep him and Bobby Turner. These guys
just
know
think
how to make
doing
guys.
that is a waste.
Yeah,
Waste of
maybe.
a pick.
And you don't want to pick one too late because he's no better probably than an undrafted free agent that you find somewhere anyway, right? So that's probably, it's just a thought. Because if you're going to get a running back, you can't go any later than round 3, actually. And if you're going to use that pick. Yeah.
Because I think we have 4 now. But Austin Walter, he looks pretty good. Jermichael Hasty, Mostert, and Jeff Wilson.
Yeah. and they're all pretty strong. The only thing is Mostert. Mostert whiffs on blocking and protecting the quarterback sometime, and I think sometimes that's why Shanahan doesn't have him in on every down. That back that can come in and come out of the backfield for passes, it can also block and protect the quarterback, and also can run between the tackles. Who is that? Because this is a guy that has everything.
I gotta admit, McKinnon doesn't have everything, but he's probably one of the best blockers, running backs on the team.
That's a strong little man. I mean, you're talking about a guy who benched. He threw that 225 up how many times? 30-something? Good Lord.
Something like that.
So, yeah, he's tough.
I wonder if they even keep him. I know get rid of McKinnon because he's stuck this year. I know it was an injury, but...
Well, they say
but I don't know.
About a year. He's 2 years removed next year off that injury. He could explode to looking more like he did. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
You know what? That is a great point. I think maybe they could. I mean, definitely get rid of Tico.
Everybody's had TC's. Yeah. Tom, we got to go. I'll be back later on in the week looking for it because I think news is going to be breaking all week long. We're going to be able to jump in. No telling how many times we're going to talk this week. So
hopefully next time we talk that Solid decided to stay.
Yeah, I know, right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
It's not good for him and his family, but we like it. We're selfish. All right, Tom.
Yeah. All right, take care, fam.
You too. Have a good night, Tom. And here it
All
is.
right, later.
Night, fam. And here he is, the Ronbo Sports Chat cop himself, Officer Jesus.
Or some shit, and then Thor looked at her. He's like, "You're dead."
Ronbo, what's cracking, my guy? What's cracking, Joe?
Jesus, man, we're looking. We'll go ahead and look ahead because our season ended early, and we can take a look at these things. Hey, Paige and the Big Show, come in here because we want to know who's worth the damn in a draft this year. For those of us who don't watch a lot of college football, but hey, Jesus, man, we have you got your priorities maybe thought about yet as to what position you should be going for first? Because it looks like D Ford and his back is going to be a problem. We don't have.
My back.
I know. I don't think he's coming back next year. He may retire. Who?
He's pulling the Uzel from Friday.
Yeah.
My neck and my back.
My back, my neck is everything. Hey,
I want 150,000.
Lower your volume, fam, because it's bleeding into your mic.
What was that?
Your volume. Can you lower that volume on your TV because it's bleeding into your mic?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, it's better now. Well, no, your TV's still... That's somebody in your house there, though. Okay. Anyway, the TV off is what we usually like, or mute. But anyway, go ahead, because we can hear you. And, I was saying your priorities
real quick,
on your...
man.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, man. I'll let you give up my shout-outs real quick. My bad, Ronbo.
Okay.
I like to give a shout-out to my boy Memo, my boy Sean... Bueller, I can't say his name, my bad, and my boy Tommy, my boy Chad, all the homies in the chat. I like to give a shout out to Ronbo too. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
I really want to guard. I really want to rebuild this offensive line. I really want to guard.
Yeah.
I feel like our team really needs to. I feel like our team needs to rebuild on the offensive line.
We do. No doubt about it. And they're going to get an offensive lineman. I just wonder what round. Are you going to do that in the first round, provided you don't trade? Well, even if you trade down, it's even more ideal because you get to pick up an extra pick. It's going to have to really be a thing they sit down and think about a long time. They probably already started. Do you stay at number 12 and get the best offensive lineman you can find? Do you make everybody mad and get that guy to come off the edge? Because if D Ford is going to be laid up or retire in the next few weeks, we got a problem.
If he retires, hey, I ain't tripping because hey, I think that cap will fix itself next season if I'm not correct. If I'm correct or not.
There's some compensation.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll take all this Smith back, bro.
I keep forgetting about him.
Chance.
Yeah, he's only got a one-year deal in Dallas, right?
Yeah, it was a 1-year deal. You know,
I know. Yeah. I don't know how
I
Jed
would
York feels, though.
I would definitely take Aldis Smith back, you know, for another year. And he proves himself, that then we could talk about, you know, him making like big top pass rushing money, you know?
Because it seems like he appreciates playing football again. So you may have something there. He came back after a few years. Maybe he found Jesus or something. I don't know. But you know, the thing is, if he wanted to play, he looked serious last year. Maybe.
Yeah, you know, he was really good when he first came back. You know, just the Cowboys don't have defense. If he was to be back on our defense with Nick Bosa, man, it's like Justin Smith and himself all over again.
It'd be better than having, and Jimmy's definitely, I mean, Nicky's definitely better than Ahmad Brooks. So now you've got, instead of Ahmad Brooks over there, you got Nicky B and Alden. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, you know, get Hyder. Hey, we need Hyder to stay on this team too.
Yeah. Hey, if you could get Hyder, Deion Jordan, and Ronnie B, that's all you need. That's it. I mean, Givens has got to come back. What are you going to do with Katavius Street? You going to re-sign him? Katavius is still under his contract, rookie contract. He can stay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind keeping him either.
Like I think
said,
DJ Jones has got to be re-signed.
Our defense was really good last year. Yeah, the L's don't say much. You know, our L's. But look at it, Ronbo. We were a second and third string defense last year, and we were still top 10.
I know.
You know,
that's all.
Injuries came along, you know, and messed up our team. You know, hopefully we can keep some of those key pieces back. You know, like I said, I want Kyle Juszczyk to stay. I want Kawan Williams to stay. Jason Verrett owes us one. I don't care what anyone says, he owes us one. So he better take a damn pay cut, because no one was going to sign him last year.
I know.
No one was looking forward to signing Jason Verrett.
But hey, Seuss, this is business. You know how it goes, man. Because Jason said, y'all would have did me if it benefited you. I got to do what I got to do for me and my family. He'll start that conversation. They're going to do it. I guarantee you that's going to happen. We'll see. I hope not. I'm like you. Please bring Jason Verrett back. Please. Oh.
Oh, yeah, Jason Verrett, he owes us one. And strong safety, we need another strong safety. You know, I'm willing to let Tart go. I don't think Tart as good as people put him out to be. He got burnt a lot. He also gets injured a lot. So I'm okay with Jimmy Ward staying. Like I said, I'm cool with Jimmy Ward, and I'm happy what we paid him. He deserves that money. But Jason Verrett, he owes us one. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, you know, the man's going to want money. I understand the man wants money, but hey. But like I said, homeboy owes us money. I mean, homeboy owes us one, because no one was going to sign for that. He was hurt the majority of last year.
But you know what, Jesus? You should be in the room. And also you should say, listen, Jason, we know what you're worth, and we're willing to give you that. But listen, can we do this? You do one more 1-year contract. But Jason can say, man, what if I get hurt? Well, Jason, you know what? I'm going to put an incentive package together for you. So when you do come back next year, that gets paid off automatically should you get hurt, right? Look at this figure. I would romance him for a week. I'd be saying anything. Jed York would probably be firing me after I got through making a deal. But he's not leaving. That's what they got to do. Just make up your mind. He's not going anywhere. And Jason will listen because he liked what the 49ers did for him. He ain't, I'm just kidding. He's not probably the kind of person who's just going to turn his back on what the 49ers did. So we're probably going to keep him. But we got to be able to get him for a deal that he can expect bigger payday next season when the cap gets put back where it should be, and fans are back in the stands, and there's revenue.
Almost definitely. And a running back situation, I feel like they're very solid to a certain extent. We still got Mostert and we got Jeffrey Wilson. But look, it's the Seahawks training's back. Seahawks training's back in the chat, Ronbo.
Oh, I see that. I see that being announced.
Oh
that is still going to be in last place next year.
Bring back Frank Gore, man. But, you know, man, that's funny. But I'll let you continue the show, bro. I don't want to take up anyone else's time. I'm sorry.
Hey, so we out of time, fam. You're right. Okay.
You know,
and, I'll be back all week long anyway. Yeah. So.
Oh, most definitely. And I'll be expecting your show within these next couple of days. I don't know if you're going to do one tomorrow.
No, probably not.
But
No,
looking
tomorrow's.
forward.
No, Monday night. We've been playing so many games. I mean, we played Saturday. I'm forgetting where we are. We'll be back tomorrow because I need
For
you
sure,
in
man.
there.
I've been looking forward.
All right, because 49 Empire, that's him. He's the guy that's checking down them fools in there coming in from Seahawks. I can't believe
He
they're in there.
friends my son, man. He must have sneaked off and got his phone, man. I better ground his ass. You want
Bad
to ground his ass?
All right, fam. I'll see you
You
tomorrow.
have a good night, my brother.
You too, Jesus. Actually, there's a few guys that are doing a great job on the trolls. We really do appreciate you. Good job. Mr. Block Eyes 22, it's cool for my state of Ohio getting it in. So do your thing, Browns. It's been forever since. not as we need to make proper moves to get it done. And you almost need to be happy for the Browns. And I kind of am. I thought there was somebody driving and trying to park a car at 70 miles an hour. It's Renzo. Renzo! He's got the machinery working. Renzo! How's he going to hear me over the
What's
machine?
going on?
Oh, Renzo, you can hear me. Renzo,
Yes, sir.
can you find a spot a little more quieter because it's hard to hear you?
I'm outside, Ronbo. I'm outside.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe. What is that sound? Can you avoid it somehow?
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's a little better now. Okay. Renzo, come on in, man.
Yo. I'm chilling, man. Chilling.
Yeah. Renzo, what state are you in?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, no, you're not. It's not cold out there. I thought you just called me in some place where it's like ice everywhere. You know, you're Jacksonville.
But Ronbo, I'm gonna tell you this, Ronbo. Sometimes it get down in the teens down here, but it just don't rain that we get no snow. But it gets pretty cold down here.
So it does get
'Cause
cold.
I'm in North Florida.
Okay.
I'm not
so,
by Miami. I'm in North Florida.
So you ain't running around in no t-shirt and shorts then. Hey,
No, sir.
Renzo, we're looking at a situation now. D Ford may not come back next year. That back is not getting any better. And you can't play his position with a bad back, right? So priorities are shifting now. We thought we needed cornerback number one. Some people still think we need a quarterback number one. But the situation has shifted. D Ford gone. Cornerback, Lord, please, we go pray together before they do the contracts to make sure that we get Jason Verrett back. And then you got everything else falls in line after that. What are you thinking? It's been suggested we get a running back this year because we've had pretty much enough of expensive running backs that aren't doing anything. When your UDFAs came in there and ran the house all year, What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Where are your priorities at?
Well, my opinion, Ronbo, it's either or. Either you're going to go on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball.
Not both, though, huh?
Right.
Okay.
'Cause, and you know what? My thing is, our defense play hard, and our defense can stop teams from running up scores.
They should,
So,
and they did,
me
too.
personally-
Yeah. Except for
Me
Dallas.
personally,
Damn it. Dallas.
Yeah.
Who? I still can't get over that. Okay, but go ahead.
okay, people say they want to bring back Jimmy. I say, okay, if we bring back Jimmy, if Jimmy can be one of them elite type of quarterbacks that can put up numbers, we'll be straight.
Yeah.
But if Jimmy not going to be that type of player, then, you know what I'm saying, go on the defensive side of the ball.
Agreed. He's got to get it done. He's been in long enough.
Yeah.
And I want to see a quarterback come in and compete. Don't bring some raggedy quarterback in and ain't got no future. And he's going to be a career backup. Bring somebody in there that can compete for the starter's job. And I like that idea. I've got no problem with that.
True that. And we keep saying we need edge rusher. I'm like, bro, we keep piling up all these people on the defensive line. I'm like,
I know. It bothers a lot of people. But that's where we excel, Lorenzo. If we can kill a quarterback a week, we're pretty much going to be able to write our own destination. You know what I mean? Because that's where the heart and soul of this team is right now. Killing quarterbacks and stopping everything they're trying to do offensively. And this way, until that offense catches up, if that's the case, then they got a chance in every single game.
Yeah.
Because they're going to score. It is Kyle Shannon's offense. They're still going to score. They're not going to get shut out.
Pass rusher, if we go on the pass rusher, we got to find somebody with some Nick Bosa smarts. Because these quarterbacks that's doing all this running around, that's what give us problems.
Yeah.
They extending plays, you know.
Did you notice, though, toward the end, how we start? I don't know what Salah did, what kind of drills they were doing, whether it was about bringing that guy in that they had to train the defense. But they damn near killed Kyler Murray. And Russell Wilson wasn't partying. I think that they may have a science for that now. When Nick gets back, it'll probably be even more efficient. But we start putting speed on speed. You start seeing cornerbacks.
Yeah.
You start seeing safeties handling that speed without putting the secondary in jeopardy. But you have to have guys like Jason Verrett back there that can play man coverage. Richard Sherman was actually slowing us down. Shh, don't tell Rich I said that. Oh, my God. He was.
Yes,
Rich can't play
the light is coming on. The light is coming on. Hey, Richard, we appreciate your services, but you got to go. Jason Verrett, that dude, man, you got to pay him. Franchise tag, you got to keep him. I wish it was a way we could franchise tag Robert Saleh while you're playing, Ronbo.
Wouldn't that be nice? He'd be mad as hell, though. Yeah.
Hey, be like, hey, Robert, we need the services for one more year.
We'll just and Jan will come in and give him the money he wants. Hey, Robert, what are you doing, man? What are they paying you? I'll pay you more. I'll pay $1 million more.
Now that's that might be a thing. That might be. Because we got to try to make a hard push to keep Robert Saleh, man. We got to.
He doesn't want to go to Detroit. Renzo, nobody's going to go into Detroit and make any difference. Matt Purdy left out of there with his. They handed him his ass. Detroit's not going to win. It's just part of the DNA in Detroit. They've never won a Super Bowl. They're never going to win a Super Bowl. They're the modern-day Kansas City Chiefs. It took them 50 years to win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs ain't winning another one for another 50. Well, maybe I better wait. Well, but let's see what happens this year. They ain't got no money after next year, though, Renzo. You can't pay a man $500 million and expect to compete. What are you going to put around him? So, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, because I get carried away. Go ahead.
Ronbo, they ain't Kansas City that, if they get another Super Bowl after that, it's done. It'll be over. That run going to come to a close. But on our tip, Ronbo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, offensive line, we need to get that straight. But if we're going in the draft and find something, that's cool. But I'm a man. I love points, and that's what the league want to see.
I know.
That's what they want to see. So you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna follow the league all the way, but we gotta lead toward that. You know what I'm saying? Put up points. You putting up points. That's what's selling tickets. That's what's making money.
Mm-hmm.
The league gonna look out for you.
Yep.
They gonna look out for you.
I wish they'd do a better job too, because when we play the Hawks, for some reason they forget we got Kyle Shanahan over here, man. We're the ones putting butts in the seats. Stop lying with the referees. You know that was a wrong call. And they did that. Yeah. God, this is. Ooh. Anyway, that's okay because the Chiefs didn't get away with nothing yesterday. I'm sorry. The Hawks didn't get away with nothing yesterday, so I'm delighted.
Well, Ronbo, I'm going to have to cut this one short, man. I'm about to get on back in here, man. Be safe. All my Niner fans, hey, next year, hopefully it's our year.
Yeah, we just got to stay off the injury list and have a decent OTAs and regular preseason to get our guys in condition to hit,
Yes, sir.
All right, Renzo. Always great to hear from you, fam. I'll see you tomorrow if you get a chance.
All right, man. Be safe, bro.
You too. Night, Renzo. Hey, John. Guys, don't pick on Seahawks Rain too much. He had the balls to come in here today. You got to love him. John.
Ronbo.
John, man, I'm finding out that D Ford, and we've talked about this on numerous occasions. People have said, "Oh man, we just don't give us the edge rusher in the first round or a defense DE in the first round." But the thing is, if Ford's not coming back next year, will we be okay? Where's your priorities now? Cornerback was a big deal. And of course, there's that contingent who wants a quarterback in the first round. But running back might be an idea since we don't want to pay Jerick McKinnon. We don't want to pay Tevin Coleman the kind of money they were getting last year. Safety may be a problem now. But where's your list of how are you going to put these people in place? Where are you going first round, second round, third round?
Well, as of this moment, the quarterback is not the priority because we have too many problems. The biggest number is 40. The biggest number is 41. 41 players.
Yeah.
Okay. The 49ers at best, what they have left of their $175 million for the 2021 season is $38 million. So that's another number. And then another number is 4. Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, K'Wan Williams, and Jason Verrett. And there's some good news with that number 4. Next year, the 49ers have over $84 million in cap space.
It could be bigger.
So
you're estimating the cap of next year. You got that figured out? Is that where did you get that figure from?
That's from a website that calculates year by year each NFL team. So even though this year the 49ers are kind of
cash strapped,
we have $84 million next year. So you have to talk to these 4 players and tell them, hey, next year we're going to have a lot more money. What are you willing to take? So that's the next number. And then the next number is 3. Washington, New York Jets, and Jacksonville. They have a lot of picks in the first 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. If we're going to trade down, those are 3 teams that John Lynch should be calling right now. Because the Jets have the number 1 pick. I think they have 2 more picks in that first round. So if they're going to get a quarterback, they're going to prioritize more players. So we can trade down. We can take one of their picks. They can take our pick, and they can continue getting good players for that team. Washington, I think, is the best because we traded away our 3rd-round pick for Trent Williams. They need a quarterback. We can get that pick back.
I tell you,
though, when you look at...
Did you see Heineke yesterday, though? I was saying Heineke, he's better than I thought. But go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, when you look at where we stand, if we can find a way to get these 4 players locked up, then the rest of free agency will be easy. And then if I had to draft at number 12, these are the 3 players that are going to be at the 10 to 15 range. Inside, offensive lineman Wyatt Davis from Ohio State, offensive tackle Rashawn Sellers, and then corner J.C. Horn are the players are predicted in that 10 to 15 if we're going to stay on that. That's the priority. Those are 3 positions that are very important that is not quarterback that you have to pick. That's why the off season, when your team is out of the playoffs, all these experts from all these major networks and everyone on Twitter and Facebook and all the social media, they can write stories. But the reality is that if we were John Lynch and we were sitting at that table, we cannot be like, we have to get Jimmy Garoppolo's replacement. But we're not going to waste 1 draft pick in the first round or in the second round. The 49ers have a lot of problems. And unfortunately, you go back from last offseason, and I was talking about this earlier, an article came out about Javon Kinlaw and Buckner, and they compared them. We paid a lot of money for Armstead, and he had a down year. I don't know if it was because Nick Bosa was there. That's why he had a great year last year. But Buckner, he took his 5th-year option. He said, I'm taking the 5th-year option. This is before free agency. He said, I'm taking $12.5 million. The Colts are paying him $10 million more. So it didn't make any sense. You would have been saving money. Keep Buckner. I know that you got to get younger. You got to get, Kinlaw. He's going to be a good role player in that defensive line. But the reality is that John Lynch has made so many big contracts and lost a lot of players like Buckner. And now he's finally realizing, all right, this year we have to figure out something, and a lot of players are going to be gone. And we can fixate about D Ford. We can fixate about Jimmy Garoppolo. We can fixate about any player. But at the end of the day, I'm lucky and I'm happy I am not the general manager of San Francisco.
It's going to be tough. You know what? And it's also been speculated that 175 is the floor on what the NFL is going to propose. And John Lynch is already saying anything above that would be gravy. I got a feeling Parag and the brain children in the front office must have some kind of plan. I don't sense any kind of panic coming out of Santa Clara.
Yeah, me neither, because basically the NFL, they share their $1 billion of money. So basically, because of this year, they lost a lot of ticket sales. So that's why they're saying the cap is going to go down. But say the NFL finds extra money, say, all right, we'll give each extra team $5 to $10 million extra dollars. If they're able to find that extra money, again, the 49ers right now, like I said, those are the 4 players. If we can find out what the NFL says about any extra money or if it's going to stay like that, because it's true, 175 right now is what they have. Once the season ends and the NFL finds out how much each team is going to share, some teams are going to get more money, some teams are going to get less money. So what John Lynch said today, he said, I'm not worried if we stay at 175. If they get more money, it may not be much, but it's better than 38.
Yeah. We're gonna have to wait on that number though. Tom, we're gonna go, and I'll be back tomorrow looking for John. We'll be back tomorrow looking for you too. All right.
Yep.
All right, man. Good stuff as usual.
Yeah, I like your show. You allow me to say all of my opinions and how I'm feeling. So I'm happy that you have this channel. So my voice will always be heard. I know a lot of people are not going to like some of the things I said. Maybe some will like some of the things I said, but I talk the truth, like it or not. Thanks, Ronbo.
That's all we ask you to. Looking forward to your next input. All right, John. Have a good night.
All right. Niners all day.
Yes. I took a page out of Norm's book. Hey, Justin says, on this day was the catch. Where were you? Rest in paradise, Dwight Clark. And game day alert, ball game, Ben just threw a pick. 45 to 29. Oh, my God. Yeah, Steeler fans are. Oh, Ben's going to catch some serious flack. And Tomlinson's defense has never gotten beaten up like that. Bill!
Hello?
Bill, come on in, Bill. We're in here. First of all, we're laughing at Cleveland and Pittsburgh. That was not scheduled. And also, Bill.
Did I call it?
God, how the mighty have fallen. Didn't they start the season off 10, 12, 13, and 0?
11-0. 11-0 got beat.
Good God. I thought they were on the way to the Super. I thought there'd be a showdown between the Steelers and the Chiefs for AFC supremacy, and all of a sudden, not the Steelers. Cleveland's going to make it too easy for the Chiefs, though. You know, what we're seeing now is not really indicative of how good the Cleveland Browns are. It's more of how bad the Pittsburgh Steelers have crunched. So, you know, I don't know who Cleveland plays next. Cleveland might be able to handle Lamar Jackson, though. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway.
No. It's going to come down to Lamar Jackson and whoever wins between the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. The winner of the Kansas City Chiefs and Cleveland Browns is going to the Super Bowl. Boy, I am telling you this now.
I can agree.
And
you know, the Lamar and company, they're allergic to the Chiefs for some reason. I thought that they could beat the Chiefs earlier this year, and the Chiefs didn't even struggle to beat the Ravens. I was shocked. I didn't pay attention from last year. They've been owning them for the last 2 years. That don't make no sense. Anyway.
But it could come down to Cleveland and Baltimore in the AFC Championship, depend on who's going to the Super Bowl. The Bills are not beating the Ravens next week. As much as you want them to do that, it's not happening.
It's the Bills and Ravens? That I can't wait to see. That's going to be interesting. Well, yeah, that's a good game. Bill, before we wrap up too much time, though, in those clubs, we have our own situation brewing. It seems it's been put out there that D Ford is no longer functional. We only have Nick Bosa coming off of a bad knee. I don't know exactly if he's still going to be the animal he was last year. And then we got a few guys, but
I can't.
do you want? What do you want to do in the first round? That's going to be a problem. Do you get another guy to get off the edge? I don't know if there's anybody. You know how Cincinnati University, how they breed savages coming off the edges. I don't know if we can get one from there again. And then you got the cornerback situation.
This call is being recorded.
Okay, guys, when you come in, don't unmute yourself or else we have to hear that sound, okay? So just come in and freeze, and we'll take it from there. But, Bill, what are you thinking?
We should get a cornerback. I'm sure we'll find our replacements in the free agency.
Bill, don't depend on free agency. There's no free agency money other than signing our own guys.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should go. Who we going to draft? Who you got in mind?
I know. I'm waiting for the big show to come in and enlighten me. Show pays attention to the draft. I mean, to the potential draft picks. I believed in the big show as far as his college study. Ever since he said Fred Warner is the guy we should be looking at, and I didn't know what a Fred Warner was. Shh. Everybody knows what a Fred Warner is now, Bill. Whoa! So I don't know what we're gonna do.
I'll have to look into replacing it then. I'll have to look into it, but I'm thinking we should do a cornerback. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to get his replacement, but I'm sure we got his replacement already. We don't even know it.
Maybe. Last year Deion Jordan looked good. He wasn't supposed to look that good. This has something to do with Chris Kasurik. We still need Ronnie Blair back. Kerry Hyder looked good. We did a good job, and the defense got reassembled. They got faster. Bill, did you see how fast that defense got toward the end of the season? So, yeah, I don't know.
I think we should go with corner. I'm not even one. I mean, we should just give Jimmy one more year. I mean, I'm thinking one more year. I think he'll light it up next year.
He needs to heal up, but we still need to bring a quarterback in to compete and make sure Jimmy knows that I him. And if you want this job, make sure that you show us on every play. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not concerned. I think we're going to have a good year next year. I know next year's going to be an NFC year, so if we want a ring, we better get our stuff together so we can get a Super Bowl. I mean, next year's an NFC year. This year's an AFC year. The AFC's winning the Super Bowl this year, so I guarantee you it'll be 3 years straight. There won't be a fourth year straight for AFC to win a Super Bowl.
You don't think that the Aaron Rodgers and company or the Saints have a shot, huh?
No, it's all set AFC, and it's all going to fall AFC, and I'm okay with that as long as they, I mean, I'm cool. Next year be NFC, I guarantee you. So I'm cool with the Browns winning, and if you have to give the Chiefs one more to get out of here and never come back, get your last one and hit rock and don't come back. Go get Dorothy and Toto and Clifton Hill together and get out.
Tap those shoes. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Oh, there he goes. And there he goes back through the skies. He's disappearing into space. No more Patrick Mahomes. He's going back to Kansas. I like that, Bill. Don't get me started acting silly. But, Bill, okay, so your order is we got to – I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure we'll be okay next year. I'm not even worried.
Well, we just have to – see, a lot of us are confusing the fact that the 49ers have plenty of talent, depending upon how much we can bring back. We're not a team that needs to go into rebuild like some people are suggesting. That's ridiculous. You got more talent on that offense than most teams have, than most two teams have together. Defensively, you don't want to miss your key pieces is the thing, because as long as you got George Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, and for God's sakes, if we could just keep Juice and Jimmy back there, a healthy Jimmy with a quarterback pushing his butt, that offense ain't going to get beat by too many people, provided we have an offensive line that can at least provide 2.5 seconds, you know. So
I think Sherman should take a pay cut. I think
Sherman.
Richard Sherman should stay and take a pay cut.
Sherman's not going to take a pay cut. This is a very hardcore businessman you're talking about, Bill. Sherman's not taking nobody's pay cut. He already made that clear.
Super Bowl
He basically said the
your money
49ers can't afford him.
ring.
I don't know.
Well, he can get his money, but no ring. But to guarantee you, I feel we're going to do it next year. I feel next year we're going to break through and win that big one. So, I have a good feeling about it.
Health has got me scared, Bill. As long as they can stay healthy,
That
yes,
was-
they can beat anybody.
Take out
Oh.
season. Wrong season, bro. It's over next year. I mean, this year, it's over. So we got to go get past through March, April. Corona season ends, you know. We're going to be okay, you know. It was the
Bill.
first time we got.
We'll get there. Bill, we got to go. Bill, let me look for you tomorrow, you and Shania. And you guys are still together, right? I keep calling Shania. I never hear. Okay.
Yes, Eric, she's asleep.
Okay. You didn't bore her to sleep, did you? But anyway, Bill,
No,
we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, Bill. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Niners! Bill and Shania. Have a good night, Bill.
One more thing. Get out of here with that. You're going to make it to the Super Bowl, Pittsburgh. Man, you were late. That could be last year. I knew you were going nowhere. You were going nowhere, and I knew it. Guess what? Hold that L to Cleveland Browns. Right now.
Night, Bill. And Paul III says, sup, we're going to get Trent, K1, Juice back, and Lynch will draft well again, and we will reclaim our spot on top. Hell yes, I fully agree. And Hawks blew their last shot. Seriously, people don't know how true that is. You can't go back to the game or to the playoffs 5 and 6 years in a row and expect that trend to continue without pulling a ring at least once. If you're good enough to get to that many times, what the hell happened? What is the problem? A lot of coaches do get fired for just that. Boy, can you imagine? Pete Carroll is said to be possibly on thin ice. Oh, I'll lose my mind laughing. They're going to end this year's supply of chewing gum and tell him goodbye. Hey, Nigel.
What's up, Ronbo?
Nigel, man, I'm in here worried about the edge because we got a taste of what it's like to watch legends like Aaron Rodgers be completely frustrated. You know, I want to see that again next year. If D Ford is not going to help us, we need to do something to get that edge. Because Nick, he almost could do it by himself, but I don't want him to do it by himself. Get Nick some help out there. And it's not going to be, because we already proved this year, it cannot be Eric Armstead. He cannot come off the edge. So they got to get something done. Kerry Hyder's good, but I wonder.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to see.
I wonder how much Kerry Hyder is going to want this
See,
offseason.
ain't that a good question?
Because he's going to, I think he's another guy that's going to go out and kind of see what his worth is.
And he should. He's 31.
It's gotten elevated quite a bit from this past year because he did pretty well for us, considering, you know, what honestly, I never even heard of him until he came over to the 49ers.
This happens to
and
us all
he
the
did
time.
pretty good. I mean, he did a lot better than what I expected from him.
Way better. So, I'd like to get, if Kerry Hyder, they re-sign him, I could get him to lose about 10 pounds. I think he'd be a little faster with a little weight loss.
Yeah.
And because apparently this system works for him. And Javon Kinlaw should be a little better next year than he was this year, which is going to aid him to be even better coming off the other side. Because Kinlaw's probably going to really demand double teams next year. And then you got Eric Armstead in the middle where he should be. And you can't play him out of position. Keep him in the middle. And DJ Jones, we got to worry about signing him too. I'm not sure. But Givens looks awfully good. I wonder what the 49ers going to do with that. Contavious Street. We have linemen. Ronnie Blair.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of guys
And I think that's also a credit to Chris Kosurick, because
Oh God, yes.
that guy is like, he's starting to become, in my opinion, from what I've seen since he's been with the team, like a defensive line guru. This guy took when Nick Bosa went out, I was like, oh man, like that was, to me, it was like a death blow to the
Well, it was.
especially with
For about 2 or 3
when
weeks.
Ford went out too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like a death blow to the defensive line, man. But he still found players to come in and was able to get them to produce for us, and our defense was doing really well. And one of your callers earlier was saying that was, one of the biggest things with our defense last year was the defensive line. I mean, they were a freaking, force to be reckoned with. Yeah, and I think that helps out. And with everybody, when people say we want to draft a cornerback in the first round, I get it. There's like some good cornerbacks in the first round, but I don't want to see that. I think that if we have a good defensive line, that makes up for a lot of what the defensive backs have to do as far as the elite personnel that we might not have, or the lack of elite personnel that we might not have.
That's true. That front line
back,
defensive
so we can get pressure.
Rush.
So.
That rush can make your secondary, make him every last one of the guys in the secondary look like superstars. That's true. Because the quarterback is under extreme pressure, and he's got to make bad throws. That's why the Hawks lost yesterday, because 99 was killing Russ. Russ was throwing the ball all over the place. He was missing shots like I've never seen him miss. That's all it takes. You got to get to that QB. Whether he can run or not means nothing. Get his ass before he starts trotting.
Yeah, and so if the front office of John Lynch and Kyle are like, man, this guy, he could be an elite defensive back and an elite corner. Then if they get this guy, whoever it is, I forgot the guy you guys were saying maybe yesterday, possibly.
That's
that we might be
Caleb Farley. And there's another guy, Surtain. There's a couple of them out there. I've not watched them yet. I think they come on tomorrow night. We'll see. They've got big size. We're concerned about DK Metcalf evolving to a beast that's going to need an antidote. And also, D-Hop's got plenty of years left in him. So that's the fear. You got to get somebody to answer for these guys.
That's true, because the Rams did that. The Seahawks did that. They both gave up big picks for corners. So
he poured water all over DK smoking. It was hilarious. Reached over the top of him. Nobody does that to DK. No, give me that. I loved it.
So they did do that. I mean, they went out and they got the guys they felt like they saw in the division that were coming up, especially DK Metcalf and Hopkins over in Cardinals land. And so,
I'll never forget Texas for that. Come on, man. What are you sending him to our division for?
Man, that's when we should have traded for Deshaun Watson when freaking what's his name was over there. General manager.
You mean I would have rather had D-Hop back then, because D-Hop went for peanuts. They didn't get any They didn't get any worthwhile from payback for him. God. And now he's over.
That guy was like selling the farm over there, like one of those guys that gets divorced and he hates his wife and he just wants to get any type of money he can off of anything he can, but he's getting rid of everything. Bill O'Brien, I was like, man, how'd they get him? What? Yeah, they gave Hopkins. I mean, what did they give for that guy? Like a third-round pick or something like that?
I think they gave up some and a player, And with O'Brien, the ripple effect. Now, Watson is so mad from D-Hop leaving, and then they did something with hiring that Cicero, I forget his name, out of New England, and I think that Watson wanted to see Eric Bieniemy come on over there, and Watson said, "Well, WTF, guys? What? Nobody wants to ask me nothing. I'm the franchise quarterback. I don't get no say. Although he is out of line probably. But if that's the kind of relationship they have, don't disrespect him. Ask him about how he feels. And they didn't, and Watson said, that's it for me. I'm ready to go. Trade me. So.
Yeah. And so, man, what about our quarterback? Jimmy G don't get that type of respect, man.
and rightfully
I don't feel
so.
like he does.
But the thing is, Jimmy needs to work on being a franchise quarterback. That's why they need to draft a quarterback. I'm not fighting that. A lot of people get me wrong on that. If they draft a quarterback, he comes in and pushes Jimmy and can beat him out, I'm fine. I've got no problem with that. I just don't want to see, okay, we'll go get a franchise quarterback and say goodbye to Jimmy. Whoa. No. You're not going to leave me standing here with nothing but my jock in my hands. I got to have somebody who can do what they did at least last year. So that's my problem. But they're gonna see what they can do with that. They're probably going to get a quarterback. We'll see. Nigel, we ran out of time. How about tomorrow, Nigel? And I'll be back Monday Night Raw. All right?
Okay, we'll see. Cool. I'll at least be watching, so if I don't call in, we'll be watching.
All right, fam. Be looking for you. Okay.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Yep, bye.
Hey, it's Lee. Hey, Lee. Lee's in New Zealand. Lee's the other go-to guy.
Hey, what up, Ronbo?
Lee's actually even sharper than Big Show when it comes to draft picks.
Ooh,
hey, Lee, you know how pissed off Big Show's get. Big Show's liable to call in now. Lee, give me some.
Has he told you who he wants this year?
No, not yet. He came in and said a couple of things. He threw some names around, but you could tell he wasn't really zeroed all the way in yet. He hasn't made all his decisions yet. But Lee, because we got a thing going on with D Ford is saying, I'm back. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I just don't know about next year. I can tell you guys this in advance right now. So, there's D Ford's looking like he's going to bail on next year. And even if he comes back, that back is probably too fragile. I can't imagine him staying. He's going to get hurt again. You can't play that position with a bad back. And so, it was cornerback was probably the guys where everybody's looking back. Quarterback is still probably in play. But in the meantime, this defense thrives off of terrorizing quarterbacks in 2019. That's what got us to where we wanted to go. Well, Lee, there's nothing coming out of Ohio. Where can we find a bone-crushing edge rusher, if possible, outside the first round?
Yeah, well, I've got that probably number 3 on our needs. O-line, defensive back like a corner, and then probably an edge rusher. Ronbo.
Is that your order?
And if D4 doesn't come back.
But give me that again. What's your order? Offensive line?
Yeah, because
what's your priority
offensive
list?
line, because I feel like we really need a right guard.
Yeah.
And because we still got Richburg, right? So hopefully he'll be healthy to play the center. But either way, we need an interior lineman, whether it's a right guard or a center, depending, I guess, on Richburg. But then you've also got the defensive back. Sherman's gone. We could use another corner to go opposite of Verrett. We'll have Mosley probably. They'll re-sign him. But we need someone else as well, in case, if we lose one of them, who are we going to use? So
right, you got to have some
corner's
depth.
probably up there. And then, like you said, an edge rusher on. But if Steve Ford's not ready, that need could even go high. That could end up being 1, because the key thing is, two people forget, is that Bosa's injury was a serious injury last year.
Yes, I'm worried
he might
about
not even be ready to go.
Not on game 1. Yeah, and he's not. And will he be Nick Bosa? Man, that's
because I think he tore his ACL, right, Ronbo? Was it ACL?
It was ACL, and there was some other damage too. I forgot what that was.
Yeah, I think it was nerve damage, and that was why I was worried about it, because that could extend to be longer than just like a 10-month to a year layoff. If his nerves haven't healed right, and he has to go away for specialist treatment, I heard it could be he might not be ready to start the season. So if D4 pulls out Ronbo, edge rusher could be the best pick, to go in. That's what we're probably going to find out in the next few months.
I know. It's going to piss people off, but, it is what it is. We have to have a pass rush.
Yeah, we're always getting defensive line. Armstead, Depot, Kinlaw, Sullivan, Thomas.
But Lee, look what it did for the Washington team. They got 4 first-round defensive linemen like we did, and look at the damages they're doing.
Yep.
If they had a better offense, they'd be Sweat. Lee, didn't you like Sweat a few years ago? I remember I liked Sweat, but they were saying he was going to be a project. And Sweat is like
he was a speed
next
rusher.
yeah. Man.
One of the other guys liked him. I think it was Bashar, like Sweat. And that's the thing, though, when you get four real good guys on that line, like we've seen it with us in 2019, and you've seen the Redskins, you know, they've been after all those first rounders. Yeah. It pays dividends, and I felt like that really carried us to that Super Bowl last year on the defensive side of the ball. Our D-line was just the strength on defense. It made our corners look better, our secondary.
Right.
And you said it for years, Ronbo, yourself, you know.
I've been crying about it forever. I got in arguments. Everybody else said, we need a cornerback. Wait a minute, man. You guys keep getting cornerbacks. There's no such thing as a cornerback that can play behind a bad pass rush. And nobody, I got, how many arguments you see me get into? I says, man, get this. We need a lockdown corner. The only reason a corner can lock down is due to the fact that the frontline defense is doing their job. Oh, my God. I got tired of yelling and screaming about that. People still wouldn't listen until last year, Lee. I finally got my satisfaction.
and that's the thing, Rob, like, a lot of us say, you know, we want that corner, but if Bosa's not ready, if D4 doesn't come back healthy, then, you know, it doesn't really matter if we get the corner, then it's going to lack because we don't have the pass rush. Remember, you know, we had guys like Hyder and them stepping up, you know, but no one expected that from those guys because he was sort of a journeyman, and then you had Givens, and those guys were really having to step up, which they did, and that was a great thing to see because now we've got depth. Sort of like when we had, who was it, DJ Jones and Ronald Blair, you know, the year before, and then they got injured. So there's Ojulari from Georgia. He should be there at the 12th pick. He had 2 sacks in his last game in his bowl game. Ojulari.
Ojulari, okay. You gotta take these guys down. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. You got Rousseau, but a lot of people are worried about him. That some people had him high as a top 5 pick, and now he's sliding back to like 20 in the draft. He's got like all the measurables, but he's only played 1 year, Ronbo.
One of those guys.
Yeah, so they're not confident on him. But his ceiling is really high, but they just don't know how he's going to come in and start because there's limited tape on him, and he's not a speed rusher.
Okay.
No, I don't really rate his technique that great, but he's got long arms, like, you know.
So he's coachable.
He's got the size.
Yeah.
Good step, yeah. He's sort of like an Alden with those long arms, so you don't know what. He's sort of hit or miss, I feel. But if he hits, you know, he could be a superstar. But then you probably need more of a speed rusher, because that's what we're lacking with if we lose B Ford. And there's a lot of those outside linebackers. There's a guy from Texas, Osai. There's another one from Penn State, Oway. And he's supposed to run like a 4.3 Ronbo.
Oh, so, wait a minute. A defensive lineman or you talking about a cornerback?
When the combine comes.
Wait, you're a cornerback now, right?
D-lineman.
No, you're not talking about a D-lineman running 4.3. Lee! No! Hey, Lee, if that's true, I hope it's a well-kept secret between you and me in the front office of the 49ers, because if I got a 4.3 defensive lineman, Russell, go ahead, run. Lamar, you want to run? Go ahead. Anybody to Lee, go ahead, run. Oh, that's what it's coming to, Lee. Defensive linemen are turning into absolute freaks. This is why getting rid of the ball, I still think getting rid of the ball takes precedence over running. I don't care if you can scramble. They're going to catch your ass. Sooner or later, defensive linemen, you're going to see a bunch of them running 4.3s. Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've got to come up against the Kyler Murrays and the Wilsons twice a year, you know, all these speedy little quarterbacks. So
they killed Kyler.
I think that's what we really need to.
Yeah. Well, you see what they did
and
to
we
Kyler.
had Bosa and Ford.
Yeah. Well, no, they killed Kyler a few weeks ago. And why? They finally got the intelligence to design certain players. We were blitzing cornerbacks. We were sending in the smaller, faster guys. And Kyler, his leg is still hurting right now, even as we speak.
Even Russell was struggling the other day with the Rams, Ronbo.
I know.
They had Donald in the middle, and then you had the outside linebacker coming around and hitting him.
God, they were beating
his
his
butt.
On
a few teams.
So the league is catching on. Schemes are being designed. If you can't get rid of that ball quickly, you can be hurt badly. I don't care how fast you can run. Oh, man. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how much Kasert loves speed, Ronbo.
I know.
And Salah.
I know. Lee, now that you got my email, right? So I don't want you paying anymore if you were. So let's see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Ronbo.
Right,
no worries. Thanks, go Niners. Thank you, Ronbo.
Thank you, fam. Have a good night. It's a good day. At least in New Zealand. All right. Hey, KC. 4-3.
What's up, Ronbo? We still celebrating the Rams' victory here?
I was. I was up all night running around with lampshades on my head and drinking the best of champagne.
I tried calling in last night like 4 times. I kept getting dropped, but
I'm sorry. I don't know. You got a lot of people calling in.
Yeah, it's all good.
God,
I think Jeff Wilson got to him, man. Jeff Wilson was flexing on him. They were doubting themselves, man. They couldn't beat the Rams without Jared Goff and Eric Donald. What was this, Ronbo? Ronbo, you've called it all year, man. You say this is week 4, Ronbo. I'll never doubt your football knowledge ever again, Ronbo. You've been playing it all year, Ronbo. Oh, my God.
I'm trying to tell you, man, they were counterfeit from first few weeks when we had all those Hawks fans crashing in the chat. Talking about we going to the Super Bowl, man. The 49ers, man, you guys suck. Oh, okay. We'll see who sucks. And come playoff time, you guys are going to make it to the playoffs like you always do.
Yeah.
And you're going to say goodbye in the first round. Knew it.
I'm never going to doubt your football knowledge, Ronbo. That was pretty amazing to me. I mean, you know what's funny too, Ronbo? I'm seeing all these comments from the Seahawks fans. I'd like to read some comments. These are Seahawks fans' words, not mine, Ronbo. They're saying the Hawks fans are saying they need to fire Pete and their offensive coordinator. They're saying it's embarrassing because they're the Jets of the playoffs.
I like that one. I gotta write it down.
They said they haven't been the same since the Legion of Boom. I've been seeing them this day. They were all healthy, and there's no excuse, Ronbo.
What do they say about Jamal Adams?
They said they expect the same next year. And they said legend has it Russ is still getting sacked right now, Ronbo.
At his house.
Sierra's
like running out of rooms and diving at his legs as he's walking to the kitchen. Got you, Rusty. You should get used to that. Everybody does that to you. I like doing that to you, too.
And you know what, Ronbo? I'd like to take this a step further, and I'd like to shout out some of the 49er fans in the chats, like C. Robbins, that said Rams will knock out the Hawks with ease. Caden Childer said, we all know Seahawks ain't going to make it past the first round. And I like Skittle says Seahawks are going to get smacked in the playoffs. Wow. Now, some things don't change, Ronbo.
They're not. They're good.
Pete'll never learn.
Well, they're good. They're a good regular season team. I'll give them that credit. But they should just say, okay, we just want to go out with a 12-4 record because we look good doing that. We don't have no point in going to the playoffs, so y'all can go ahead and put his next place team up there so we can go out at least looking good. Man, they just embarrassed the entire team yesterday.
And is another thing too is DK. I think we need to start calling him DC because he doesn't catch. Ronbo, he went 5 out of 11, man.
He was antagonizing
him with this guy, Ronbo.
They intimidated him. He's got Jalen Ramsey phobia. He woke up in the middle of the night. That's like one rumor has it. He woke up in the middle of the night. Get him off me! What? DK, what's wrong? Jalen, every time I look around, there he is. Ramsey had his...
Imagine being...
God. That's why we need a big guy like that, You don't have to be Jalen Ramsey, but be a big guy. Because you know what? It's KC, we didn't really pay a lot of attention, but DK was having trouble with Spoon. See, DK can beat up on guys smaller than him, but if you got some size and arms, you can actually get on his nerves. And he got away a couple of times when they went into their fire drill offense, but running straight down the field with a man that can run with him and got some size. When Jalen reached over his back and took that ball out of his hands, I didn't know who it was. I said, wait a minute, is that DK? No, it ain't. Jalen just treated him like a child. Oh, I love it. And Jamal Adams, another good time. We got Cooper Kupp Kupp must weigh, 200 maybe? 205? Kupp is out there muscling Jamal Adams. Adams falling and rolling around in the dirt. Kupp said, man, you got to do better than this. How much you paying him? Took the ball and left. Seahawks, man. You guys provide lots of entertainment. Casey, Let us get up off the
Well,
Hawks
hey,
for a
good
minute.
stuff, Rumble. That's really all. I just wanted to call in. I got to run right now, Rumble. I just wanted to enjoy the celebration.
Yeah. It's good to do a day later, too. It's fun.
Yeah.
Casey.
All right, take it easy, Rumble.
Hey, we'll be back tomorrow, fam. I'll be looking for you. All right.
Yeah, fun stuff,
All right,
Rumble.
fam.
Take it easy.
All right, Casey. These, you know, Hawks fans get to it, man. You know, you guys are really petty, man. You guys are whining and crying because your season sucked, and now you're giving us grief. But now that KC's report says even folks in Seattle have had about enough of the Hawks doing this number every year. I told you Hawks people about that. You guys think it's great to come in and win? You won the division this year? It's like Jared Goff said in his press conference. He says, yeah, it's – let me see if I can do my Jared Goff. Yeah, it's kind of a – it feels a great feeling coming here and beating this team. They were like smoking cigars and really celebrating that they beat us to win the division. So yeah, we're pretty happy about this. I had to laugh. I said, and Jared, I don't like you either, but that's funny. Hey, Steven.
Ronbo, long time no talk, man.
Hey, Steven, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm doing all right, man. You know, we didn't have a lot to laugh about this year, but the Hawks did provide us with enough comedy relief that it could last us a few weeks. But you know what,
Ronbo?
Yeah, go ahead.
That game was lackluster. The Rams versus the Seahawks is probably the most lackluster game I've seen in all NFL playoff history, I should say.
It was.
Like, it seemed like, of course, the Rams played like they always do, which was a real boring game to watch. I mean, if you remember the Super Bowl that they had against the Patriots, there was nothing to really look at. It was just kind of like, okay, well, they're here. That's cool. This super high-octane offense literally looks like some Pee Wee League offense against the dying Patriots team.
Yep.
Yeah, and then, but today's games were actually pretty entertaining. I really thought the Steelers were going to win against the Browns because, you know, they played them earlier last week. And I was like, okay, they have their number. And then they played them today, and the Browns just had the foot on the gas the entire game. And anytime the Steelers inched closer, they widened the gap again. And you know what, man? And they did it quick. And I give Cleveland Browns compliments for that. But outside of, stroking, outside of stroking all other teams' egos, we got our own fish to fry, Ronbo, and that is our offensive line, who we're going to draft, who we're going to keep. You know what? Yeah. Everyone's worried about Trent Williams. Hear me out on this, Ronbo. We get Trent Williams maybe about midway through the season from Washington. If he really wants to stay, he'll take a pay cut. Doesn't matter how good he is. If he's willing to, if you want to be business is business and, you want your skill to show, then you should be willing to take a pay cut because for the simple fact that we took you in from a team that didn't even care about your own health.
Yeah.
He said it before, the guy was being treated like dirt over there. So if he's willing to stay and he loves the Niners like he says he does, he'll take a pay cut. If not, well, then you know what? We'll trade you for some trade picks or something.
Oh, and you can probably get, because he could get passed around the league. What I want, though, from Trent is to realize you don't try to strip the team to the point where you're not going to be competitive, Trent. You came here because you want to win. At this point in your career, you can live off of double-digit millions every year. It's not going to put you in the poorhouse or have you applying for food stamps. So why don't you just take this and maybe next year, take this one-year deal, and let's expand upon this after the cap goes back to normal. You realize the situation around the league. Don't be a hard ass. All those guys, I'm hoping they'll do that.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm glad Sherman's gone. We need to sign Verrett, but Verrett, like I believe, what was it? Who said he does owe us one because nobody wanted him, and we took him in and we made him into something. Spoon, we need to keep him. Kerry Hyder, we need to keep him.
Yep.
We're talking like defensive players that are basically, not gonna lie, they're worth their money, but we can lowball them because they were nobodies before. Like Contavious Street, that man is a vicious defensive linebacker. Like that dude can kill you if he sees you with the ball. And that's what the Niners need. That's what people need. Nick Bosa's coming back. He's gonna need some help. And Eric Armstead without Nick Bosa, it's almost like you're taking away Batman's gear. It doesn't work right.
You got it.
They work hand in hand too well.
And you know what? We got to put somebody on that other edge. Don't put Armstead out there because he's gonna crash, burn, and fail. You got to keep him on the inside. That's why the last game, when they put him on the inside, he looked like Eric Armstead. But you got to get somebody out on that edge that can make things even more dangerous for that quarterback. He's got to step forward. And then Eric is waiting for him and everybody else, including Javon Kinlaw, who, do you know, Stephen, if we have 2 edge rushers, Javon Kinlaw is probably going to go ape crazy too, you know? So,
Javon Kinlaw is going to murder people next year.
Step forward.
That man, he learns. He learns as he plays, and that's what I love about him. That's when I figured out who he was during the draft pick, because I was like, who the hell is Javon Kinlaw? And then I saw how big he was, and they were comparing him to Buckner, and I actually saw some highlight reels with him. I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. He may not be that bad of a choice. Same thing with Brandon Ayuk. I had no idea who Ayuk was. I was like, oh, he's coming from the Suns?
Yeah.
What? The Devils? Oh, okay. And look at what he did this year. Almost broke. Oh, actually, he almost tied Jerry Rice's receiving records for his rookie year. So that says a lot right there for us Niners.
And having gone through 3 quarterbacks. Jerry only had 1 quarterback his rookie year. Hey, Steven, you bring that up. You know what's funny? Because that means Dante Pettis is still the rookie king.
My God. You know what, Ronbo, don't even get me started.
I know.
That man, Dante Pettis was he was the legit definition of flash in the pan. That man was nothing but smoke and mirrors. He did good one season and then terrible the next, and I hated every second of it.
I don't understand. But, the 49ers went in a different direction now. Kyle wants tough guys out there now. You catch the ball, he wants you to actually make the defense pay, punish them, and that's not Dante. So we're gonna see. But you know what? We got no edge rusher next year. I've already made up my mind. I don't think D Ford's coming back next year. That back is killing him.
D Ford is not coming back. Ronbo, if he comes back, then I come back to my rotator cuff there and go back to continue working on cards. I'll put it like that. The moment he comes back is the day I come back to work on cards.
Did you tear your rotator cuff? Oh, man, that's such bad news.
Yeah, I told you. I think I put that in the chat last night when I put in the sponsor chat. I was like, hey, sorry I haven't been around because,
Oh, that's you. I remember that. Oh, okay. Oh, God. So you're having – they can't repair that? Because rotator cuff surgery is usually kind of something – it's not bad. Usually they can put that back so you're still functional, unless you were doing heavy work.
No, so with surgery, it's basically like screws and a rubber band. If I do heavy duty work, it'll tear again. But it'll never be the same if I need surgery. Hopefully, it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to get off my chest,
get it off.
And I think everyone might agree to this, and you said it earlier, and I couldn't have said it better myself. We need a backup QB that'll put Jimmy's ass on his heels. Thinking, okay, you know what? I got too comfortable with TJ, and I got too comfortable with Nick. Now I got this new blood in here. Who's going to kill us? And it's not Deshaun Watson. It is not Deshaun Watson. I want everyone to get that out of their mind. Deshaun Watson is not our key player. Do not be like the Seahawks. Do not think that way, because it's going to back up and blow up in our face. It'll destroy everything Kyle Shanahan had for that offense. Zach Wilson, I see that happening. It's Zach Wilson, and we'll watch. If that man is confident enough to say, you know what, I can hang with Kyle Shanahan's offense, then we go ahead and go for him. Because we can get him for corn chips, as where Deshaun Watson is going to ask for more money because he knows his worth.
Deshaun is that contract he just got it recently. So that contract, he can't say anything about that huge contract. But what he can do, if he's like he sounds like he is, he can come in and start demanding changes when he wants them. That's kind of a scary thing for a player to do. What he's did to Texas is kind of funny. I do understand his pain, but still, come on, man, you got to please let these guys run the team. We're gonna have to trade up though to get Wilson, if that's even possible. I'd love to see him though.
You know, Ronbo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Out of all the other players that everyone's looking at, like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Ian Book is on there. People are looking at Ian Book now. There's another guy, and then it's Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson just so happens to be that low-grade, under-the-radar QB we need.
Yeah.
And John Lynch is a madman when it comes to that.
He'll if he can get him. They say Justin Field is the lowest on that group, but maybe we'll see. Stephen,
no way.
I know, because I don't watch college football. I don't even know what they're talking about when they say that. But listen, Stephen, we're out of time. Don't be waiting to get back in here tomorrow. I'll be here back for Monday Night Raw, will you?
I will, man. I have a lot to say ever since I've been gone.
All right. Let's give you part 2 tomorrow night, okay?
Definitely. I'll be here.
All right, fam. Looking for you. Have a good night.
You too. Take care. Bye.
You too. Hey, Steven. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Ronbo.
Jamie, it's still like we're still hung over the Seahawks, and especially after KC's report. I had no idea. I thought Hawks fans would appreciate for the next decade, if they could, to just make it through the season with a winning record. KC says in downtown Seattle, they put those cups of coffee down and started talking about Russie and the Hawks in a way that says, hey, you know what? We've pretty much had enough of this great regular season team. So Jay was still laughing about that. Even the Hawks fans have had enough. Hey, I'm really worried about D Ford and his back. I need another edge rusher. So the priority may have changed. It's getting shuffled a lot. It's probably going to get shuffled a lot between now and all the preseason long anyway, between priorities as far as the draft, because we don't have a lot of money to go out and pursue a lot of free agents. So, Jamie, where is your order now? You've got a defensive edge problem, and we do a lot of good things with a good pass rush. The cornerback situation has not changed. Offensive lineman, please, somebody find us an offensive lineman. And we got issues. But where's your priority?
I've already been through the list of how many on the different positions or difference makers on the interior offensive lineman. I think there's like 3 or 4. I think it's 3 people that are worth getting. That are going to be day one starters. You know.
Those are the ones we're looking for. Yes.
Yeah, there's 2 difference makers on the edge on the D line. There's a couple in the middle, but we don't need that. What else was I thinking? There was one more. Anyway, there's a couple in each position, so we can even trade back and still get a good one out of each category. Oh, it was cornerback. There's like 5 cornerbacks, I think, that are decent and big guys, you know?
Yeah.
Like you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
because DK doesn't
we're
like
not
those
hurting
kind of
there
guys.
either.
Yeah.
No. You know, I got a couple things I need to touch on. I've been waiting a while. I got to touch on all these things. So you were talking about the guy was giving you props for saying Seattle's going out in the first round.
Yeah, KC.
I tried to get my nephew to bet $100 before the game that they were one and done. I said the night before, nope, Seahawks are done. Rams are going to beat them. He said Jared Goff's got a broken finger. I said I don't care. They'll beat him with a backup.
Hey, Jamie, you're right. If they wouldn't have broke that kid's neck, I think he was going to do a number on him as well. You know?
Yeah, they were going to beat him no matter what. It wasn't even in question. They were going to lose. They were all on the sideline pouting, all of them.
And DK was having fits. He was all pissed off.
Oh,
you see what we were having?
Throwing his helmet, fighting with Wilson. Yeah, and Adams is over there smashing his helmet and fucking screaming.
The frustration of being sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is they don't have any first round or second round picks for the next 3 years.
You know, and remember, we were saying, look what you guys gave up. That was way too much of a loan to give up for one ball player. He said, well, if it makes a difference in your defense.
Guess whose contract is going to be up in 3 years?
Is it 3 years? I thought it was next year. Because he'd already put in 3 years with New York. It's time to play Jamal Adams.
Yeah, no, next year it's time to pay Jamal, but Metcalf is up in 3 years.
But you know,
what are they going to do?
I'm looking forward to the Jamal Adams saga because that's going to be made for TV.
Yeah, no, he's not going to re-sign with him. I already told my nephew that this morning. He's gone. There's no way he re-signs with them next year.
And they may not want to re-sign him anyway. Yeah. Is it, Jamie?
No, they ain't got no money.
Is it time, Jamie, to say, I've been telling the Seahawks this, Seahawks, you people have been actually in a strange kind of a rebuild for about 3 years.
Yeah.
It started, a while back, and you've been somehow escaping for the last couple of years because we got Russell Wilson. Well, that's fine.
That don't matter.
But
Not anymore.
Yeah, that's not gonna. He's gonna have to have some help out there. So sooner or later. And sure
that's what I told my nephew. You know what? The other point I'm gonna rotate to my other point after this one. You know how everybody he was sacked like 15 times
in 2 weeks.
Everybody's starting to figure out these running quarterbacks. I think it's been like after we got Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, and we slowed them down that first half of the first game.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting them down. They're starting to learn which guy they need to send where, and then they're learning the coverage in the back for if I send a guy from his left side, he can't fool with his right hand to this area. And they're starting to get them all down to where they cannot do it.
Mm-hmm.
So and we're running all fast guys. Like we're running Moore at 4.3. He's coming in. K'Wan Williams is coming in. We got Sherman. Sherman is off the field, so we got freaking
Jason Verrett.
God dang, Spoon.
Spoon.
Yeah, we got
Spoon's
Spoon
fast.
and Verrett coming
He's got
in.
enough speed.
Yeah, Spoon came in and sacked him once. Yeah.
And yesterday, watching Leonard Floyd, and also Aaron Donald. Russell Wilson was in scared at one point because they were dropping his butt every few seconds. That's why you saw those errant throws. When's the last time we seen Russell Wilson throw that many bad passes? I was loving it.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was going to be
completely missing them.
Whoo,
yeah,
man.
Missing them 10 yards, missing them. Yeah, Russell Wilson never runs until the fourth quarter.
I know.
He will not leak out. Yeah, he will not leak out until the fourth quarter, and then you have to have a spy because he's going to leak out and try to get that first down. And he's not going to slide until the last second, so don't even bother jumping down there and trying to hit him. Just run up there and get your hands on him because he's going to slide and you get a penalty.
Yeah.
You know?
Like he did that
we
one
all
game.
know exactly what he's going to do.
He dipped his shoulder like he was getting ready to go down, and he came back up, and then the referee threw a flag on our guy as soon as he touched him. Oh, come on, ref. There should be a rule against that. If you don't slide and you fake like you're going to slide, that's 10 yards on you, the quarterback. God.
Yeah, that should be a penalty on them because it's not the defender's fault for getting the flag because they're trying to protect the offensive guy. So, yeah, you should be flagged. It's for your own safety.
It's the same thing in the NBA.
You know?
If you're out there, if you're out there actually going down and nobody touched you, I mean that's got to be a foul on the guy who's out there
flopping.
No flopping.
Yeah, they get fines for flopping.
Good.
In the NBA, yeah.
It's about time they came out with legislation.
Wilson tried to do that to the Rams yesterday. He did the same thing. The last second slide.
I tell you, Jamie, we're having too much fun. And always when you're having fun, the time just rushes by. We gotta stop. We'll be back tomorrow night for Raw.
Can I say one more thing?
Okay, real quick.
Okay, I got something on Watson. You remember when they traded the receiver
D-Hop
out from underneath everybody's nose over there? Didn't say a word to anybody, just traded him. Yeah,
that made
Hopkins.
him mad. Yep.
Yeah, and then so he goes back the next year, and they're like, "Hey, I need you to sign the new contract. You know, we want you to be our quarterback." He's like, "I don't think so, dude. You just traded my guy and didn't say a word to anybody." And so they're like, "Oh well, from now on, we'll run all the decisions by you. Just sign this contract here, you know." And so they signed him up to 5 years, and that's where he says that they told him that they would run it by him. Any big decisions that was made.
So
and people don't seem to understand that.
Yeah, that
he wouldn't have signed that contract.
Yeah, that clears up my thinking. Was he being a little too much of a prima donna? So if they made promise to him that they didn't keep, because I knew he wasn't really like that. He's a polite guy.
No.
So they've actually betrayed
Not
him
at all.
in a way. So, well,
big
there you
time.
go.
They disrespected him completely.
Jamie
tricked him
clearing
into
that
signing the thing, and then, yeah.
Jamie, let me see you tomorrow, fam. I love it. I mean, more drama will develop between now and tomorrow. You can tell. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Have a good
Okay.
night.
See you then.
There he goes. Jamie cleared that up. I was wondering why he was so mad, because everybody knows the business of football. Anybody could be in or out at any time. Hey, Nate.
Hey, how are you, man? I got a draft scenario for you. So
I'll bring it.
They say Todd McShay is talking about Justin Fields falling all the way down to us at 12 or 15. So then you have the Patriots at 15 and we're at 12. And so right there, if the Patriots want to trade up with us, we can get 15 and maybe a fourth round pick on top or a third round. Yes.
You know, people don't think Justin Fields. Yesterday in the chat, they were running. Man, Justin Fields ain't falling down to no 12th position. He's the bottom tier guy amongst the Golden Boys, according to what some of these people are saying in some of the articles I'm reading. So if he falls to number 12, the 49ers are going to be sitting there waiting. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And so anybody who wants to jump up, you know, but what's more enticing to us? 15th, we don't have to drop down so far, right? And then they're saying that we're going to draft pass rush because Kyle Shanahan likes his linemen. So I have a guy out of Alabama, the ACC.
Yeah.
His name is Al, it's a Shazier, something like that, Shazier.
We're looking at Azeez Ojulari.
Ojulari.
I love his name already.
Yeah.
Ojulari. Does he look like a Polynesian by any chance? Ojulari. That's not.
No.
Polynesian.
He's like a.
What is that name?
You know Von Miller, right? That's the kind of speed he carries. That Von Miller speed.
Oh yeah. Can duck in and out underneath. Can bend like forever. Because D Ford, the problem is, Nate, D Ford, that back is not going to allow him to play again as D Ford. So they got a real problem with that. We got to have that.
So
that
that's why they're
rush.
gonna. That's why this is why they want to do that, because like everybody's saying this, man. That this is where. Don't be surprised if we draft this guy at all. Don't be surprised if we draft a defensive edge rusher.
It's going to make a lot of people mad. Some people.
Yeah, but it would make us mad. But when he's that productive, how's that going to be making us mad when we can get?
I won't be mad.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be mad either. Yeah, we got our corners. I mean, Killer Witherspoon did a good job on DK, and all we need to do is get, Russell Wilson down, and this guy has the speed to provide every single time. This guy got in the backfield, no matter what. He's always there.
The world is crumbling. You bring up a good point there, because everybody says it's all about the mobile quarterback these days. Listen, remember when Cap owned the league in 2012 and 2013, and then all of a sudden, it's only a matter of time. The people don't like pocket quarterbacks, but it's only a matter of time before the mobile quarterback is going to get figured out. What we did to Kyler Murray, I did not see coming. And they made that adjustment in 1 year. Damn near broke his leg, Nate. See, this is what's going to happen to all these guys that are zipping out of the pocket. A lot of these defensive coordinators, they got a plan. And that's going to thwart everything, because if all he can do is run, and he's not really good as a quarterback, his time is limited. And then when he gets around 28, 29, his game is over anyway if he's not a real quarterback. This is the danger.
If it's not for the pass rush, hurrying these quarterbacks up, look what happened to Wilson. Yeah, you can have a Jalen Ramsey out there, right? But you got pass rush.
Yeah, Aaron Donald is really mean when it comes to playing Russell Wilson. I wonder if they talk to each other otherwise, Aaron takes Russie down minimum of average of 2 times every time he sees him, a minimum of 2. And some of those takedowns are vicious. I mean, that one time I seen Aaron grab Russie and swing him all across his body to slam him to the dirt. He's not going to get flagged for that? That was mean. So, wow.
I got 2 more scenarios for the draft,
Go ahead.
man. The scenario is the Jets trade with the Bengals, Penei Sewell. Right there, they move up. They move down a little bit for Penei Sewell. And so they move down to 4. and then you have what is another?
Nick,
I think the Cowboys are.
You don't think the Jets are going to go for a quarterback? Well, maybe they're going to keep Sam Darnold.
No, they won't. They won't because they don't have to at that point because
they really don't. Yeah,
they can hold that for ransom too because they know the Bengals need that offensive tackle. So
strategy.
They can draft that guy and hold that guy for ransom. And then you have Atlanta taking Zach Wilson. That's who you have. That's where he's going to Atlanta because they're looking for a quarterback.
Matty Ice is done. They probably. They got a new coach in there, right? He's going to want his guy. I think you're right. I didn't.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's gonna
I
go
didn't know
there.
they were drafting that high.
Yeah, he's fourth. They're fourth on the list. But then you have the Jets. Of course, Lawrence is going to go to Jacksonville. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But you have all these little scenarios, and maybe there's that scenario where the 49ers can drop down, but quarterback is too much at that point. We're talking about giving up too much. And so I think that we stay there at 12.
Trevor, don't be giving up a whole lot of draft picks. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Fields, right, at 12 or 15, and you got the Patriots looking for quarterback. So right there, we have some capital. With them trying to give us draft picks.
We're ahead of the Patriots? I didn't know the Patriots. How many
Yes,
games
we
did
are.
they win? How many games did the Patriots win?
I don't know, but I know that they're 15 and we're 12 now.
Well, that's unbelievable. And Tom Brady's on his way, possibly to the playoffs. I mean, to the Super Bowl. It's funny in 1 year how things can change. Nate, great stuff. I'm glad you didn't decide to bail on us. Can you come back tomorrow and enlighten me on some more stuff? We'll be looking forward to that.
I'll have a list of interior linemen, and for tomorrow, I'll just have a focus on interior linemen, and then there's a couple of names that I'm gonna drop that's worth the pick in the second round. I'm gonna start grading these guys.
All right.
So then you tell me, and then I'll help you look these guys up and what colleges they go to.
All right.
And then you tell me which one you want.
All right.
All right.
Will do.
Take it
All
easy,
right.
man.
You too, Nate.
All right, bye.
Yeah, one thing I like about it, we got plenty of people that do watch college ball, know who's who. Hey, 913 KS. Hello.
Hello.
913. Yes, and what is your name?
My name is Tamer.
Is it Tamer? Tammer?
Yeah.
Hi, Tamer. Tamer.
Hi. So I was thinking, where do you think Deshaun Watson's gonna go?
If I had to bet, if the Texans can't talk him into staying, that Miami deal is perfect for him. He gets to stay on boats. It seems like he likes boats. He goes with a team that he could pretty much. They've got some pieces in place now. They did a good job last year. They probably should have went to the playoffs this year, so it's not like they're a bad team. And the Texans will appreciate all those great ranking draft picks. And they can Texas gets Tua back. Tua's probably going to be okay. He just needs a little time to season. If I had to bet, I'd say that would be it. He ends up in Miami.
I feel like most likely, I think he might go to the Patriots or either the Broncos because they're both looking for a pretty good quarterback.
In Patriots tradition, you're right. He might like the idea of putting on a Patriot uniform. Yeah. He's got to waive it's under his control though. He's got to waive the no trade clause in order to make any process get underway. So yeah. But what do the Patriots can give the Texans though?
Yeah. How do you feel about the Ravens versus the Titans game? Because I'm a Ravens fan.
Yeah. That game's already over. They already beat the Titans up. Lamar was amazing. He put that team on his back, and he was amazing. So yeah. Round. Who are you playing next round?
We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Uh-oh. Tamer, I got to tell you, there's something weird about there's Kansas City Chiefs fans that run around in this chat that make me so mad I can't stand it. So I was telling them before that game between the Chiefs and the Ravens, okay, you guys talking all that smack, you got to deal with Lamar coming up. And they were very bold as they said to me, man, ain't nobody scared of no Ravens. We own the Ravens. What? You guys, I was talking all kind of stuff. Sure enough, I'm sitting there watching the game, and Tamara, I was in horror. I could not believe how they shut the Ravens down. I'm rooting for your team next week. You don't know how much I want the Ravens to beat the Chiefs. Tamara, I might as well be you. I do not want the Ravens to lose to the Chiefs, but I hope they can beat them.
I feel the same way because, so I heard that, people in Kansas City, they hate the Ravens, and they, think, because they come up with these memes, and, it's such as, Patrick Mahomes becoming, the father of Lamar Jackson, and people think Lamar Jackson can't throw. I mean, he has his times where he can't throw. Everyone has those times. But also, if you think about it, Lamar has more running skills than Mahomes.
Lamar has more running skills than most running backs. But by the way, you know what though? You got the Bills next week. Tamara, that seems like bracket reads that way. Go ahead. I want to hear more about the Chiefs talking trash though.
Because I live in Kansas City, so I kind of know what's happening here. So the thing is I don't know how to say it because the Chiefs are they're doing really good this season, and they didn't really try their last game, so they're thinking, oh man, we might as well just put our seconds in instead of our mains because they're bad. And I'm
Are they talking like
dude,
that? God.
Yes, I'm not joking. My mom and everyone is so Chiefs fans, and I'm just thinking to myself wow, I'm the only one that's a Ravens fan, and it's just horrible.
I grew up in a family just like that. We can relate. It's really funny walking around the house and getting picked on by your mom. It really is outrageous, isn't it? It's okay. You know what? Because it's going to be a good game. I think you guys can beat the Bills. And then, of course, you will meet the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are playing next week. I think it's Cleveland. Cleveland cannot beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I'd pray for it because sometimes I think God laughs at me when I ask for certain things. And I'm sure he laughed at me. I said, God, please, just let the Browns get past the Chiefs. We hear the laughter coming through the sky. Oh, come on. That wasn't a joke. So we're going to see what happens next week, though, because the Browns look like they're pretty confident, and they look good today. So maybe, I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe. Man, because go ahead.
I think it's pretty weird that everyone just thinks how the Ravens, as you were saying, Josh Allen and them could definitely beat the Browns 100%. The only thing that scares me is that, Jarvis Landry. I don't know if he's injured or not. I haven't seen him play. I didn't watch him play tonight, but dude, they're a pretty scary duo though. So I think it'd be okay if the Browns would go against. Because when the Browns and the Bills go against each other, I think that'd be a pretty good game.
It was the Browns' running game. They were scary on that ground attack. That made it easy for Baker Mayfield to just sit back and relax. Man, that Browns run game is crazy good. It reminds me of the 49ers run game last year. They were just tearing the Steelers up. I mean, the Steelers got a pretty good defense. They're missing a couple of guys, but still, my God. Hey, Tamara, this is fun talking to you, man. I like you a lot. Even though you're a Ravens fan,
Thanks.
You call back at any time you like, okay? I'll be looking for you. We got to go now, though, okay?
Okay.
All right, Tamara. Have a good night. Good luck if I don't talk to you between now and game day. All right.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Hey, Emilio!
What happened?
Emilio, man, we're still laughing about the Hawks. And especially after I got a report here from somebody said the Hawks fans even get tired of the Hawks. I didn't see that day coming.
They're not even relevant anymore.
I know. They're going to look worse next year, too. That's what I'm going to enjoy. But, we got our own problems.
They're just doing it for attention.
Yeah, I know. We got our own problems. I'm finding out the D4, that back is not probably going to make him possible to play next year, as far as they're estimating right now. We have our priorities shifting again. It was cornerback only 24 hours ago. That may change because Emilio, was you with me when I was arguing with people about a cornerback? I wanted edge rush because I said we ain't got no pass rush. Ain't no point in putting nobody back there to get the brains beat out if you ain't got no pass rush. Or were you for lockdown cornerback, as some people think? I was always on pass rush.
I was because. I mean, we can work with the line. We get Bosa back, and we do need a corner at that point.
Well, we do, yeah. If we got that kind of pass rush.
We don't know what's going to happen with Red. We don't know what's going to happen with Moses. So yeah, I was on board with that. But we need a corner.
And now,
you got first round pick.
But now your edge rush situation might be only Bosa, and I'm worried about Bosa coming back from that injury next year. Will he be able to play game one and look like Nick Bosa? That is a scary thought. So, they might.
He looks determined. I've seen him working. I've seen him.
Yeah, I've seen his workouts. He looks good.
He's working out, so he's determined.
And the 49ers say, he's on schedule. So we'll see. But he still needs some help out there. Eric Armstead is not help on the edge. Eric Armstead is strictly an interior lineman. So do you think, would you be mad? Because a lot of people go get mad if the 49ers get a defensive edge in the first round. Where are you thinking of? Where's your priorities, Emilio?
You know what? I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know because you got to worry about all these free agents that we have. So it's a long shot. I don't know what they want to do.
Yeah,
First, we got to figure out the money situation. That's the first part. Then we can actually go from there. Who's staying? Who can we keep? And what contract we can reconstruction. I mean, with Ford, him being, if he's done, officially done, that's good news and bad news. Sucks for him, but then we can cut him, and we save more money that way. So that's that would be a positive. So at this point, we just gotta wait and see what the team's gonna do with cutting and adding and all this with free agency and everything. So that's first. So if we can fix whatever we can and get some money and save some money, then we can work from there.
That's gonna be it too. And you're right. This is pre-free agency look. Now you're right. Things could change again. Somehow an edge rusher, D Ford may come. Hey, I was just playing, y'all, man. I'm cool. I'm good. Come on now. People talk about getting me out of here, retirement, drafting an edge rusher. Stop, y'all. Stop. He could come back and do that all of a sudden. I don't think so. But you never know what's going to happen.
He's done. D Ford is done. He's done. I would even be surprised and shocked because he's done. He's not coming back. He sat out the whole year. Couldn't even try. He didn't even make an attempt to come back. So his career's over. He's done.
Yeah, after a whole year, and if your back's hurting that bad, if it took you out for a whole year, it's serious. That's right. You can't play his position without a back.
His career's over. He tried. He did. And, it's over with that man.
It's unfortunate we couldn't see that. The Kansas City saw that before they sent him over to us and did a job on us. You know what I mean? Ford, I didn't know he had that kind of history in Kansas City.
We did have that 1 year good production out of him. I mean, I know he got hurt, but we got some good production out of him. He helped us get to the Super Bowl. Too bad we couldn't go all the way and win. But
Emilio, we
got what we paid for.
He only played 7-8 games, did he? Did he play that? How many games did he play?
Pretty much, because he ended up getting hurt too. He played like half the season because he started in the beginning, then he got hurt, then he came back and got hurt again, and then finally.
So we got to the Super Bowl in spite of D. Yeah. We had other guys sitting over there playing that position, and they did a pretty good job. Ronnie Blair was over there for a long time until he took himself out after the Hawks game. That's week 8. Who went over there after that? Then we had a couple other guys. One guy from Detroit. We had the Band-Aid. I can't remember his name. We had to put a Band-Aid on that side, but it worked because the pass. Nick was just ridiculous.
Was it Taylor?
I forgot his name. He's gone. He came from Detroit. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't no D Ford. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even remember either. 2 years ago, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, right? We gotta figure out what's next. Exactly. So true.
We gotta worry about this year.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm just worried about what money they're gonna save. Who's gone. It's just the only thing I don't see, and I really don't want Watson. I keep reading the comments of people, we should get Watson. I was like, no, not for the price the Texans want. And I read, they said there's no trade clause, so he might not even be able to get traded. He might have to get cut. If that's
No, he can waive it. If he likes the deal, he can waive it. And I heard he likes Miami. And Miami.
Yeah, no, I heard that too. I read that too, that he'd rather go to Miami. But I doubt if Miami really wants to get rid of Tua unless they don't really believe in Tua. Then go ahead.
That might have been the writer.
Texans
that might have been the writer saying,
Texans want too much for that guy.
Yeah, but Tua failed in the playoffs. And see, you know how some teams are not. You got a young team up and coming. Why would you get rid of Tua? You don't know what you got in Tua. He's only played. He played 9 games.
He looks promising. He looks like he has. He can do it. But I don't know what happened. How he all of a sudden started playing good and then fell off. And then Fitzpatrick. I said, what the hell is Miami got going on over there?
Well, the Fitz came in because, Emilio, like I'm saying, this is why I didn't want no rookie off in here next year with no team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl. They can't handle that kind of pressure in year one. There may be a few here and there somewhere, but that is not common. They've not seen what's coming at them in the playoffs. It's just like, who was that rushed? Oh, yeah, Heineke. Man, over in Tampa Bay, they rushed Heineke, although he got away from them. They didn't scare him, but Heineke's not a rookie. Not really. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But a rookie, seeing the kind of NFL pressure coming at him in a playoff game from a playoff team, he's going to freak, and Tua did. That's normal.
No, even if you get a rookie, you can't start him right away. It doesn't help. He's not going to have a good season. He has to sit back and learn anyway. No matter if we do get a rookie quarterback
he takes Jimmy's job.
He'll play in the end of the year. Yeah,
2022.
It's going to take a 1 year process, and everybody's talking about, or everybody wants it, and all their fans wants to go back next year. I highly doubt it would really go with a quarterback fresh out the draft. All of a sudden, it's going to light it up. That's rare instances that actually even happens. You get in the playoffs.
If you're Jacksonville,
Who literally was the last quarterback that did that? The last one I can remember was Ben. I don't remember another one that came in and started playing that good. Okay. Yeah, like I said, last one I can actually literally remember myself is Ben Roethlisberger. I don't remember any other one that came in all of a sudden.
Even Joe did not come in his rookie year and just tear the league apart. It takes a minute. You got to give those guys a chance to get used to the NFL speed, read those defenses. There's a whole lot he's got to learn. He's not going to take a Super Bowl team to the Super Bowl. He's going to be the reason why they don't go.
Yeah, no, like I said, he might have a couple good games, but yeah, I don't think we would actually dominate and try to go all the way if that's what everybody actually really wants. Oh, we're going to come back next year. Yeah, no, I honestly don't see with a rookie. But, anything can happen, but I just don't see what it is.
People misunderstand me. I want a rookie quarterback next year, but I don't want nothing like CJ or Nick. I want him in here.
I agree with you there.
To compete.
I want, it would help to get a rookie. It would honestly help, even if he's behind Jimmy or whoever. But I don't just not think the rookie's going to just, like I said, it'd be great to have a rookie, like I said, so we can learn. Yeah. It'd be great for a whole 1 year and then sit him out. And if it is Jimmy our starting quarterback, learned under Jimmy or whatever you got case, and then have him start the following year. Because that way, at the next following year, we can actually get rid of Jimmy and trade Jimmy the following year with no problem. Because at this point,
if you got
like
it
the
done,
same thing with Watson, I get to choose where I want to go. So that's the thing with Jimmy. Reconstruction is contract. You can do that. But
we're out of time, though. We got to go, fam. Get on it. I'll look for you tomorrow. All right.
All right.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
Yeah. You too.
Thanks, fam. It's quiet around Emilio's house tonight, too. He said he was off today. He must have made everybody go to bed.
Because they got to go to bed. It's, they got to go to school in the morning.
School tomorrow. Video. Enjoy the peace. All right, fam. Let's see you tomorrow.
Later.
Hey, boy, here's the name I didn't say. Hey, and Russell Johnson says, rehire Kaepernick. You know what? I do wonder, will Cap ever come back to the NFL? Yeah, and I don't know why all these teams they're going after the running quarterbacks. I'm surprised Cap hasn't got an offer. Really, I for sure don't see him coming back with Kyle, because Kyle wouldn't have let him go in the first place if he really liked him. But still, oh, it is that man Niner Mike. Forget about it, Mike. Get in here, please.
Yo, what the hell's going on, Ronbo? Holy cow! Hey, look, I am excited, Ronbo. Are you excited?
Ever since I saw Russell Wilson leaving in that press conference, I watched everything because I don't like that team. And Russell Wilson sat there looking and like, well, we should have played better. Russ, you tried to play better. It's because you were playing the Rams.
Oh. Hey, listen, I got to tell you, it was a beautiful day yesterday. You know what I did yesterday, Ronbo?
What'd you do?
I sat back, right, and I got a nice big pulled pork, and we did a nice little. We had it all hooked up. Let me tell you.
Let that cook for about 20 hours.
It was fantastic. Let me be the first to say to all the sea scum out there how not sorry I am, you losers. Oh, what a bunch of friggin' bums. You waste the playoff.
This is every year, Mike. Every year. This is what they do.
Every year. They were so excited, too. They really thought they were special. And
Mike,
all of them.
Mike, hold on a second. Ellis, check the PIN number on the screen. All right, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, Ronbo, it was fantastic. I know all the faithful out there really enjoyed it. And, the beautiful thing is, now the Lambs are going to get beat up next week, and then, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
We dodged it. We had a year where we really virtually didn't exist, and we still going to come out on top, Ronbo, because we got a good draft pick.
And we don't have to hear for those people because they're sitting right next to us on the sofa.
I didn't see any of them in here, Ronbo. You see any of them in here? I didn't see any of them in here,
Seahawks rain
Ronbo.
came in. A few of them got huge. They got, truck ball bearing balls, man. A couple of them come in here. But that scumbag Tommy Testosterone and also Joe Smiley, those guys aren't hanging out.
Tommy the Tranny, that's right. Tommy the Tranny and the rest of the friggin' gang. Listen, all the Desert Birds, a bunch of losers, and I gotta say, it made for a great day. But watching today's game, especially watching the friggin' Chicago Bears, holy shit! I swear, Ronbo, this year, if we had just stayed friggin' healthy, holy shit.
Would have been
easy. It would have been a repeat of the championship game, Ronbo. It would have been us versus the Packers, and we all know how that was going to go.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I'm just going to say this. Look, I'm not going to get into detail because we're going to do it at a different time. But I don't know who or what or whatever the quarterback's going to be for our team going forward. But all I got to say is this: I want a quarterback. I don't care how we do it, Ronbo. I don't care how we get it. I know what you're going to say. I know with Jimmy G, blah, blah, blah. Listen, nobody ever in the history of Jimmy G starting has any team we ever played said, oh, we got to watch out. We got to go play Jimmy G next week. And nobody says that, Ronbo. And that to me is just a sign of what you have at that position. You know what I mean?
How do you know that, though?
People,
because
you don't ever hear them say it. And you know how I know? All you got to do is watch an episode of Mic'd Up, you know what I mean, on the NFL Network there, anytime someone's playing our team. And listen, they literally say they're not scared of Jimmy. You know what I mean? I mean, even in the Super Bowl, he tells the guy,
and Jimmy proceeds.
They're paying you $27.
I bet you never the Rams say that.
Jimmy, come
Mike.
on.
I bet you never the Rams say that. Jimmy owns the Rams.
Because the Lambs are trash. Come on.
They beat the Hawks. Mike, you're insulting the Seahawks fans.
Hey, listen, that's why it was so great what happened yesterday, because every 49er faithful knows how trash the friggin' goof and the Lambs are. And the fact that they let the goof beat them with a bad hand, all right, just shows you how
that's what I'm talking about right there.
The freaking sea scum are. Listen, if you're listening out there, you seabird chicken shit, you guys are trash. Scum at the bottom of the barrel, the part that nobody drinks. Not even the 211, not even the steel reserve for these guys, Ronbo. Get out of here. Look, I gotta say it like this. Say it like this. No matter what, though, we just need
Mike, I agree.
Quarterback,
Just to let you know, I agree. I want a quarterback to come in and get drafted and come in and take Jimmy's job if they can within a year or so. I'm just saying, don't leave
that's not going to be hard, Rombo. That's not going to be hard. The only thing is,
I want to see it. I want to see it. I just don't want to be left without a quarterback.
Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you what you wouldn't see. What you wouldn't see is you wouldn't see a kid get thrown. They wouldn't do what they did out there with Tua, all right, with Miami. They wouldn't do that to the situation. But what you will see is you'll see a kid that'll get thrown into the fire, and it's not because he'll win out in his rookie year, because everyone knows it takes a minute, Rombo. You know, I've been around a long time. I know.
Mike, don't have patience now. You've got no patience for Jimmy. Don't have any patience for anybody else either.
It's not about that. It's not about that, Rombo.
You said it takes time.
I've done and seen it for too long, Rombo. And I'm not going to take nothing away from the guy. Look, he's a serviceable quarterback. But that's not what we want. At least that's not what I want. I want, because here's the problem with a serviceable quarterback, all right? You end up having to pay too many pieces around you on both sides of the ball to where you can't keep them. But you need all those pieces because you got to have a good team year in and year out to be consistent. Now, if you're a team and you got a real good quarterback, then you know every week you got a chance. If that guy's on your team, every week you got a chance. I don't care. Look, I don't care if half of the friggin' Packers team got COVID, all right? They know that with Aaron Rodgers, they got a chance. Same thing with the friggin'
Mike, we beat Aaron Rodgers' brains out last year. You know who got beat today? A Hall of Fame quarterback named Ben Roethlisberger. Mike, it's always going to take a team.
You got to understand.
It's a combination of things. Jerry Rice, Montana would not have been the same.
Open about that,
without. I am just saying you can't use that argument. I'm just saying that's not a good argument.
Because
every team needs a certain assembly of talents to win. You can't just have your quarterback carry a team by itself.
You're right.
There's no such thing.
But listen, there is, because how terrible are the Packers? How terrible are the Packers without Devontae Adams in there, Rombo? How terrible are the Packers without Aaron Rodgers in there,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You got to have a certain bunch of guys together.
All right, we had the leading rusher in the NFL. We had one of the leading receivers in the NFL. We had the leading tight end in the NFL last year. We had the ones, the twos, surrounded Jimmy G with it.
Okay.
And he still blew it out of his ass, Rombo.
I mean, feel you on that.
Let's be honest about it here.
But what happened to Ben Roethlisberger today? Roethlisberger is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Packers, about how they got beat. Do you know how tailor-made that Packer game was for us? All right, their little head coach over there probably he has a little shrine set up to Kyle Shanahan that he prays and bows to. All right, he basically learned everything from his offense from Kyle. All right, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think Salah's like his brother-in-law or something like that. Was in his wedding or something like that. He's good for. I mean, they know that kid like the back of their hand. That freaking game was so book-made for us. It's not even funny.
Mike,
and look, the reality is,
Mike, you just made my argument for me by saying without Devontae, they don't have Mike. That's the same with every team. You've got to have a certain assembly of talents.
Of course, look, Ronbo, listen, I'm
just saying the quarterback cannot beat a team by itself.
Look,
that's not going to ever happen.
But you're right. But here's the thing, right? They didn't really do anything to that Tampa Bay defense, okay? They really didn't touch it. What'd they do? They added Brady. They added a real tight end, which they didn't have, and they added a number one receiver to complement. Not even really a number one receiver.
Brady's got so many weapons, it should be against the law. He doesn't have a weakness on that offense.
You're right, and that's the thing, Ronbo. But that's the thing. Their defense was horrible, Ronbo. The defense was horrible. You remember that?
You can't run on the Bucs.
Same defenses last year. Year. All right.
If Brady didn't have those talents,
at the end of the day,
he wouldn't be doing that well.
You're gonna need to put talent around anybody, Ronbo.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But the reality of it is
you can't just blame the quarterback.
listen, but here's the reality. We haven't had a friggin' quarterback that scared nobody.
I knew you'd
Steve
go back
Young.
to that.
That's it.
Mike,
That's
I can't
it.
wait till we can
Because
set up
that's the
an
truth,
argument.
Ronbo. That's the
We
friggin' truth. That's the, no one likes to talk about it because everyone
is true.
Listen, it was
They cannot
true.
be dropping the
It was true when
ball.
we had Kaepernick.
They got to run the
Look,
routes
it was
properly.
true.
They've got to do a lot of
It was
things a
true.
young, growing team's
It was
going to
true
do.
when- It was true when they had Kaepernick. It was true when we had Alex Smith. It's the same thing. Why do you think? Look. Andy Reid did the same thing with Alex Smith as we did. Alex Smith is a serviceable starting quarterback, like Jimmy, right?
But when he was with Kansas City,
when
he
the
was a
opportunity
king.
came, when the opportunity came,
Yeah, okay.
and when the opportunity came, and Andy
Hurry up because we got to wrap it up.
Patrick Mahomes, he jumped off Alex Smith so fast. You would have thought he got caught cheating.
You know what? They drafted the first
round.
round.
Off of him.
Hey, Mike,
so fast
you
and
take
forget about it.
Tyreek
That
Hill
was it. Was over
away
with.
from Patrick Mahomes. You take all those weapons away, and you'd see something different. Jimmy G is not like any other. He's like
You're
any
gonna
other
see
quarterback in the
something different,
NFL.
but that's what I'm
You've
saying,
got
though.
to have an assembly of weapons. You can't get a quarterback to carry a team. It's never going to happen.
This is the thing, Ronbo. Listen, this is the thing. Hear me out now, all right? You say
Real
that.
quick, because we got 10
I'll
seconds.
give you that.
We're out of time.
I'll give you that. But here's the thing. What are those quarterbacks doing with all those guys, Ronbo? Because last year, Jimmy had all of his guys. And you know what it took? It took a hell of a defensive stand on the 1 yard line when we had all of our guys just to win the division. Okay, just to win the division, we
Mike,
shouldn't have even
Jimmy,
been in the same.
that's not a good example, Mike.
Stadium
Jimmy was
as the
perfect
Scum.
in that
No,
game.
because here's
He
the
didn't
thing.
make
This
any
is what I tried
mistakes.
and this is no, but it's the perfect example because that's what I'm trying to tell you. He had the leading rusher last year, Rombo.
That game was not about Mostert.
Last year,
he outplayed Russell Wilson that game, Mike. Use another example. You can't win with that one. Jimmy was stellar in that game.
No, he had. What I'm saying to you is even when Jimmy's got all the pieces around him, Rombo, he doesn't exceed like the other guys we're talking about.
Okay.
He doesn't give you the.
Mike.
He doesn't give you. He doesn't give you.
Fine.
He doesn't. He doesn't give. You know what he gives you?
You just
You know what
want
he gives you?
a
He gives you
change.
two
Even if he comes in
passes
and does
to
the
other
same as
team.
Jimmy,
No.
you'll be
He
happy.
gives you two
But as long
passes,
as it's not
he gives you
Jimmy,
two
I
passes.
get it.
He gives you Rombo. He gives you two passes to the other team in the second quarter and forces your head coach / coordinator to hand the ball off for the rest of the game in the divisional round of the playoffs.
There's nothing.
All right?
This
all
thing,
those weapons,
Mike.
no,
This
no.
thing
With all
about
those weapons
not appreciating a
against
team with a
against
good
the-
run
against
game,
the shitty
it's perplexing to me.
should've hung-
If I got a good run game, I'm going to use it like Cleveland did today
We
against
should have
Ben
hung a friggin'
Roethlisberger.
40 burger. We should have hung a 40 burger on the Vikings, Rombo. They're trash.
We got to
should have hung
go.
a 40
Chris.
burger. All
Mike,
right,
let's
look.
continue this tomorrow. I love arguing with you because, Mike, you always give me all the food I need on my plate to argue
That's
with.
right, Rombo. That's right. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, shout out
I wish you would have
to
saved me some of that pulled
Shout out
pork
to
and
the
called me over.
faithful. That's right. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to you. And listen, I will, Rombo. We're gonna set something up. We're gonna do something real nice for the faithful. We're gonna do some giveaways. We're
All
gonna
right.
work something out. All right.
Love it.
All the
All right.
faithful out there, listen. You guys all take care. And the sea scum.
Next year. They'll be back.
All I gotta say, I just gotta laugh. I ain't gonna say nothing, Rob. I just gotta laugh. Oh, the friggin' bums. All right, Rob. I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right, Mike. Love you, man. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
All right, Rob.
Oh, God. It's fun to argue with Mike because it's like working out. You know, you feel like you did cardio. Russell Johnson, I see you. He says, thank you for supporting your team. Go, SF Niners! Thanks for the contribution, fam. And we get another there. Mass Draw says, Jimmy does not have the it factor. Oh, if there's one thing Jimmy G does have, thanks for the contribution. If there's one thing G has, is the it factor. Why do you think we don't lose when he's on the field? That in itself is the it factor. You can take anything else you want to add to it. Jimmy was over 500 when he played the few games he played this year. I'm just saying, the 49ers win with this kid. This is why I'm not in a crazy mood to move him out. And I can't wait to see him next year, having learned a little bit more of all these small pieces, on a good ankle where he can plant that foot again. I guarantee you, like I've told you on so many different things, I know what I'm talking about. you pointed out, Master, it factor. He so has the it factor. He has that more than he does skill. Ellis, get in here.
Ronbo.
Ellis, we're still pumped up over yesterday's exit of that team up north. And the thing is, after finding out that D Ford, and I bet you we all knew this, kinda, D Ford's back is not going to allow him to return. I just know it. I knew it actually, because how do you go 4 or 5 months with a bad back and that ain't serious? And so cornerback was a thing yesterday. But today, Ellis, I'm not sure where the priorities are. Where do you go edge? Do you go offensive line? What is your first round priority now? Because the fact of the matter is, this could change depending upon what happens in free agency. What if we can't sign anybody in the quarterback situation? We do need an edge rusher because this team needs a pass rush in order to make that secondary work. So you put A before B. That means the defensive edge rusher over the CB. Oh, maybe. Or the offensive lineman. So Jimmy G can stop getting hurt. And then, what are you going to do?
Man, it's kind of tough, to see just kind of depending on what goes on, what falls in line with these quarterbacks and who falls where. We really don't know. Yeah. I think that kind of and then also what defensive backs, other positions, offensive linemen and, D linemen are going to go, the more, higher ranked ones, who's going to go first and how it kind of lays out. But I'm thinking I think getting somebody on defense, I think that was probably going to be what was going to happen anyway at some point. I don't know when in the draft, but I think that we were going to do that anyway. Hopefully that's a good, somebody that's quality, less injury prone, and they're actually doing their homework on these guys, because, we just want to make sure we can get some guys in here that can be healthy. I mean, a lot of stuff you can't, you can't prevent really injuries that much. You can do your best, but you're not in control. And that's one of the more messed up things about football and the game of football. So like D Ford situation, that's if you get an injury to your back or your neck when you're driving on the road. Some people have injuries when they get in car accidents and they're damaged for life. So it's similar to football. You know what I mean? You guys are running full speed and you're smashing heads and bodies, and getting caught in a twist. So stuff's going to happen. But we got to just make sure we evade those kind of guys. I'm even thinking, man, I don't know. I don't want to say running back. Maybe we'll get some undrafted guys. I'm interested in seeing almost what the undrafted batch is going to look like more than the earlier round guys or the later round guys, and what we're going to be able to do in managing that. But I'm saying that maybe trading back might be a good thing. And then if we lose Saleh and we get that compensatory pick, we get the third round, are we going to be able to use that, as well? That could be to our advantage. And I don't know if we get any other picks in outside of the ones that we already have lined up, like in case, I think, is it if somebody leaves, is it if Tart leaves, we get a pick or something? Or why did I thought I heard something about that?
I don't know how it goes to the free
happen?
agents, but there is a policy. I'm not sure what happens upon if Tart goes and signs somewhere else. It should be a compensatory pick. That's a good question.
Yeah, because if that's a lot of free agents that we got, and are we going to get a pick for everybody that leaves?
We pick up a pick everywhere.
Hey, that would be, and that would be actually great because we could use that to our advantage, And so I'm just, I don't know. I was looking at this receiver from Florida State. His name was Torian Terry, or something like that. Tamarion Terry. He's like 6'4", 210. Or something like that. That boy got wheels. I was just watching his highlight tape and watching him burn guys, and I said, "Damn."
No, what is he?
No. He's a wide receiver.
Oh,
unfortunately, I know everybody's now looking at the wide receiver thing, but
I wasn't. I was just wondering what you was talking about.
Yeah. If you see him, remember him, Tamarion Terry. He's 6'4", 200-something pounds. Florida State University. He's going crazy. But I think he just left because he wanted to heal up and get ready for the draft. I think he just had I think he had a minor knee surgery. I don't know if it was last season or something like that, but he had to leave for some personal reasons. And these guys got different stuff going on now, so some of them aren't deciding to finish out their collegiate career because they want to go to the next level and they want to get themselves prepared. Because it's a different kind of business now. Like right now, it's shifted a bit, so these guys got to take different precautions. But damn, he looks good though, Ronbo. So we'll see. I don't know. You never know. Kyle might fool around and get a receiver too.
Yeah. What you're describing is a Jalen Hurd substitute. Hurd's got to get out of preseason. I wonder if he can make it. He just can't get out of preseason. Last year's his back. This year an ACL. Poor guy. We'll see.
We could have got AJ Brown instead of Jalen Hurd.
And that's a big dude.
Like,
I didn't know he was that big. Are you kidding me?
Do you see him when he catches the ball? He's like a baby Huey. He's big and he's fast, and he's just like he moves without a care. He moves a lot better than Derrick Henry, even, of course. But
that's saying something.
I like him. So there's a couple of things that we could have did differently, man. So I'm hoping that we can get some more of those hits on these picks, man.
Yeah.
We missed out on Deshawn Watson. We missed out on Pat Mahomes. We missed out on a lot of guys. So we got to try to get these picks right, man, so we can get some franchise long-term players.
See, that's the thing. Kyle never wanted Deshaun. I don't know. Kyle has a thing about mobile quarterbacks. I don't know if Kyle's going to be looking toward that this year. He wants a quarterback. You can run, but you better be a QB first. If you're a QB first, but that's why he should have took Mahomes, actually. Mahomes is a QB first. And if he has a run, he will. But he's a QB first. And that's what Shanahan wants. And he's a natural thrower. That's another thing on Shanahan's checklist. I'm really kind of surprised he didn't like Mahomes.
Yeah, he's too far. He was too far set on Cousins. I think he would have done that differently. He'll publicly say that, but in his mind, when he looks at Patrick Mahomes and what he's done in the league, and he's like, "Damn, I would have picked. If I could have, I would have picked him instead." I don't give a shit what he says. He can play that pride game all he wants on the.
We needed to stop the run. Remember, we just came off a year where we were the worst team in football history. For runs. Every running back came in and got 150 yards on us, right? So Solomon Thomas enters the picture, and now he's about to make an exit.
Goodness.
This is the way things fall into place for every team.
They were talking about all the players that were in that draft with Solomon Thomas that we missed out on. I couldn't even believe
we
it,
could
man.
have Jamal
I can't
Adams.
remember the damn name. I was sick. That made my stomach hurt.
I know.
Yeah, they played dirty, boy. Them Hawks played dirty, man. You see how they did that quarterback earlier? I was thinking about how you said that about that quarterback, how they took him out like that.
I know.
That was just like Jadeveon Clowney did last year to Carson Wentz. Remember they hit him on his head and knocked him out in the game?
Yeah.
That was like during the season. Them boys played dirty, man. There's some dirty players, man.
That's why their ass is sitting out and they ain't got no picks because they haven't wanted Jamal. Fam, we got to go.
Heineke.
Let me see them all, fam.
Balling.
Oh, I know.
Heineke was balling, fam. That was crazy.
Good. I was shocked. I didn't know he was.
Yeah.
First time I seen him, he didn't look like that. He looked good yesterday. Should have won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway.
But yeah, shout out to them though. Yeah, thanks, Ronbo. Thank you for the team and family, man, for the pen and letting me in and all that because I was sitting there waiting and that signal dropped, so I was like,
it does that to us, and we have to switch
thank
up.
you. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate having you, Ellis. That's why we always go do that when we can. All right, fam.
Thank you. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, man.
Right.
Shout out to the Niner faithful. Y'all be blessed.
Yeah, you're back at you, fam. Night, Ellis. Yeah, Master, he's made of glass. Anybody that's ever played, like I always say, don't expect because a guy's another guy that he's going to come in and just be invulnerable to an injury. It doesn't work that way. It's always luck if you could avoid injury playing football. I can't tell you how many times I got hurt. You got to get hurt. It's a violent game. Now, can you get hurt to the point where you can come back? That's the essence of being a football player. But to think the guy's going to come in and be Iron Man, can't hurt him, you're living in a fantasy world. But thanks for the contribution, Phil. Clarence Smith says, my concern with Jimmy G is not the it factor, it's health. Yeah, Clarence, I just said, he said, durability factor, your best ability is availability. Najee Harris in Kyle's offense, anyone? Yeah, guys, you gotta understand. If you could get away from injury, you got lucky. if you could get sustained injury, there's no players in the NFL right now that aren't feeling pain after 16 weeks. If you can survive and still continue, even Jared Goff did a great job yesterday, but his thumb's all wrapped up. Aaron Donald crushed his ribs. Cooper Kupp limped off the field. It's a game of violence. You can't look for a player thinking he's going to be hard rock and not get hurt. It doesn't exist. It's just not going to ever happen. Hey, Hayden.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hayden. What's going on with you, Hayden? Hayden, did you enjoy yesterday's game versus the Hawks and Rams? We're still kind of amused by that from yesterday.
Wait. With the 9-finger Derek Goff?
I tell you, Hayden, here's the best thing. Even people in Seattle have had enough of the Hawks charging into the playoffs every year just to be one of the first teams to say goodbye.
I know. I saw this thing. The Jaguars in 4 years has more playoff wins than
I didn't even know about that. Yes. Oh, God. So anyway, Hawks, we look forward to seeing you again through the regular season. One thing, Jay, you know what I do get tired of, though? Last year, we warded them off and sent them to the wild card. But they're always getting in the way, knowing they're not going anywhere. But they're always just annoying enough, getting in the way of other real teams that are going places, They'll do it again next year. Somehow, I have to give Pete Carroll credit. He does know how to coach a team into a position to make the playoffs. But that's it. So,
Yeah, but hold on. Before we talk about night of football, can we just, the Chiefs really think they're just going to be like a walk in the park? How they're playing right now?
Oh.
They're playing terrible football, Rombo.
I can't wait to see.
They could be 0-16 right now. They keep on getting lucky.
It's
like Patrick Mahomes has 16 dropped interceptions.
Was that?
16 dropped.
He didn't have such a good year statistically as he did last year. And not only that, Mahomes made some crazy throws this year. That's why I keep telling people, just because you get another quarterback doesn't mean he's going to come in and be the perfection. He's going to come in and he's going to do his thing. But
I feel like the NFL is just going to make him the MVP and not Aaron Rodgers just because they're
he's Patrick Mahomes'
favorite.
You're so right, Hayden. You
Aaron
recognize
Rodgers
that, don't you?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers has been lighting in the snow. He threw 6 touchdowns.
It's tough to do. They're used to that weather, though.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is the golden boy and the new face of the NFL. They're trying. The NFL must keep doing this. Every few years, you got to find. Brady was for the longest time, right? Roethlisberger shared that spotlight with him. It goes on. And now, I think Patrick is the guy. And that's what worries me, because then referees start doing weird things. Then Russell Wilson was the golden boy last year even. They tried to say, all-world Russell Wilson could be the league's MVP. Hayden, we got to find new letters, new derogatory letters for MVP. Most what?
I know. You want to know what I told? You know what I want to tell Russell? Hey, was God a Seahawk now? Is he wearing a Seahawks jersey right now? Did he say 5 years ago or something?
Yeah, he said that a few years ago. I was so mad. I said, Russ, he did. You know what? Hey, how old were you at that time? He said that after they got past us in 2013.
Hold on, let me see.
And I couldn't stand it. They just beat us in the playoffs at the end of the 2013 season, and they played in the 2014 Super Bowl. And Wilson, God's wearing a Seahawks jersey today. What? Oh, Reverend Russie.
I was 7.
Yeah, you were 7. Yeah, I said, Russ, you stepped over the line with that statement, man. Come on, man. And he's been losing ever since. They won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, though. I feel like he's going to end up leaving because, I like the guy. He carries that team every week, it's like kind of got to feel bad for him because, like, yeah, you hate the Seahawks, but it's like he just gets.
Yeah.
He's like carried them. He's carried them ever since he's been a rookie.
Yeah. Well, no.
They didn't have
Hayden.
Russell. They were still 0-16.
No.
They didn't have Russell.
They had that defense, though. They had a great defense. Remember the Legion of
Yeah.
Boom? You're probably pretty. Anyway, the Legion of Boom, and they had Marshawn Lynch, the most terrorizing running back in football during that stretch.
Every Niners fan hated Sherm until he came to the team. I hated Sherm.
Sherm. You know what, though? Hayden, it's like that frontline defense made Sherm's career. He's a brilliant guy, but he's not all that athletic. He's not that fast. But Sherm was brilliant. He knew where the quarterback was going. He was out there running the wide receivers' routes. Sherm is a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
No, he was fast back then, though.
He was quick.
He was like a wide. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fast, but not so above average fast. Sherm's probably a 4.5, 4.6 guy, something like that. But Sherm knew what you were going to do before you did it. That's what made him so devastating. Yeah, he was good. And he did a good job with us.
So let's get this topic out of the way.
Real quick, because we're all about to run out of time. Go ahead. What's your priority of picks? I didn't realize we were talking that long. Go ahead.
Steve Ford, no. 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 Let him chill in the hospital for 3 years. And then priority right tackle, because I can't stand another minute of our Pro Bowler, Mike McGlinchey, best right tackle in the industry. Yeah. I'm still here. I did a pretty good season.
You see his face? When Mike is talking like that, it always makes me laugh. Because you can tell when Mike comes in to sit down during the media conferences, he's already pissed off because he knows people are going to ask him a few questions he's not going to like. And Mike, whatever the coaches tell me to do, I'm going to do. But I'm not having the season I'm having because I'm too light. Mike, you don't have to get mad. We just think that if you gain a little more weight, they wouldn't push you around so much.
Yeah, but whose fault is that, Mike? Whose fault? He shouldn't even be in the press. He's not good enough. He's not. He's not good enough.
Oh God.
And then on Jimmy's part, I'm worried about him being hurt all the time. It's like
I agree. Jimmy's got to find a way to avoid. He's got to move out, get out of the way, or do something. But it's Kyle Shanahan insists on his quarterbacks keeping their eyes downfield and focus on the wide receivers. Why
do you think he gets sacked so much he can't run anymore?
Yeah,
he's forced to.
Yeah.
They're like, just take the sack.
Yeah. Well, get rid of the ball. Jimmy does not have to always take those sacks, so he could get rid of the ball. I'm looking for him to improve, though. A lot of people think because he's almost 30 that he can't be improved. But when I look at Drew Brees and Tom Brady and Russell Wilson, these guys are way up there in age. I don't think a quarterback gets old at 30. So Jimmy's got plenty of room to time and to groove with Kyle Shanahan. Jimmy needs to stay healthy.
Draft a QB, draft a QB to let him compete and see what happens. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
no, I agree. I'm getting tired of Jimmy. Because the more injuries, the worse he's going to play. Because, the high ankle sprain, then he came back 2 weeks later. Well, you saw what happened. He played good, played bad, played good, played bad. It was a roller coaster.
It is.
That's the only thing Jimmy needs to handle. It's a roller coaster with him.
And that's why we want to get a quarterback in here. Go ahead.
8 weeks straight does wonderful. Freaking lights it up. Then 4 weeks straight he throws one touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
he's got to work on that. That's why that's why I want a quarterback to compete with him.
Exactly.
I'm like he almost broke the camel's back on this.
Really, Jimmy, and that's why I agree with everybody on that. Draft a kid in here and let him learn. Don't make him go out there and just take over the team. That's not going to work. But you bring him in here and you let him work with Kyle. Let him work behind Jimmy, learn some things, and then 2022, let's have a competition. If you can take Jimmy's job, it's yours. Go ahead.
And then you know what I'm hoping?
Yeah.
like Jimmy gets fired up for this, like, oh shoot, they're gonna take my job.
And
I
goes
gotta
back to
maybe
being.
work on something.
Jimmy,
Yeah, 2019, 2017 Jimmy. That's
yeah,
what I
see,
want.
that's the thing. And even if, the 2017 Jimmy's not going to come back until he knows Kyle's offense thoroughly. And I think that goes for any quarterback, though, because you don't get well-versed. And also, he's got, if Debo, Jimmy, Ayuk, and George can stay together for 2 years, I guarantee everybody they'll be the most unstoppable group in the NFL. No doubt about it.
Yes.
But it takes time for a group to go together. And no problem. Because Tile has a lot of timing routes, a lot of things that require a certain amount of chemistry that take time to develop. But Jimmy being hurt and out, he can't develop all that stuff. This is the thing that pisses me off as much as it pisses everybody else off, even the Jimmy haters. But it's a time thing. Kyle's offense is effective because it's difficult. Everybody can't just come in and do it. It takes time, reps, chemistry, familiarity. Debo's got to know Jimmy like he knows him now. Ayuk gets up. George already knows him. That's all they got to do. Get rid of the ball quick. If everybody knows what their job is, Jimmy can get rid of that ball quick. He's got a quick release. Just get rid of that ball quick. You have to worry about sacks. You have to worry about anything. Do the Drew Brees. Brees is one of the most vicious dudes in the NFL. Why? He doesn't have mobility. He doesn't run around. But that ball's out of Brees' hands with it. Why? Because he's got that whole crew.
Dead
they know
eye
each other.
accurate. It's like,
Yeah.
and you know what? I gotta say, CJ, my respects to you. You developed and got better this year. You proved to be on this team for next year, because hey, this man played good against the Eagles.
Yeah, he did.
Good against the Cowboys. Good against the Cardinals. Good against the Seahawks. Like, hey, I gotta give my respect.
If CJ comes back, I won't be mad. I don't know that they're going to have enough roster space to carry anybody. If they draft a quarterback, that's pretty much going to leave CJ on. We'll give you a call.
Yeah, I'm just
stay
saying,
in shape.
where was this CJ for? I'm just saying, where was this CJ for 4 years? Where was that CJ?
It's just like I said, Hayden. It takes time, and CJ wasn't getting any reps. But in Kyle Shanahan's offense, as I always use it for an example, Matt Ryan took a year, and that's a polished pro. And it took him a year. It's just not easy.
People are saying Hall of Famers, so yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, Hayden, I'll be back tomorrow night looking for you, Hayden. All right?
See you, Ronbo.
Good night, Hayden. Good night. And with that said, fam, tomorrow night, it's Raw. Like we don't get Raw all the time. Hey, want to give a special shout out to the folks of Seattle. You guys have finally seen the light too, haven't you? Are you sick and tired of being that team that always goes into the playoffs and everybody goes, yay! And 5 minutes later, oh, God, man, well, here we go, man. They can't get out of first gear every year. See what I did there? They can't get out of first gear every year. Throughout Seattle, it's nothing but tears. Sex, man, you know I love you, man. Come on in and we'll see you next time. Hey, if you can find Joseph Smiley, please tell him it's okay. He can come in here. We want to talk to him. And Tommy Testosterone, the man that's got testosterone, but he's got no testicles, tell him to bring his neutered butt in here, too. We'd love to talk to him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See you tomorrow, fam. And ain't it like fam? Oh, Niners!